and
Wait.
welcome.
Hold on. You did it again, Keri. You played the deprogrammed intro.
I played the wrong intro.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome. Should we play the other one? Should we play the other one? Let's play it.
Why the hell
You guys,
not?
why not? Here we go. Boom. Hello and welcome. Surprise, surprise. Yay. Merry Christmas. Every time you say, hold on, Keri, at the beginning of the show, I feel my heart gets in my throat. I'm like, what did I do? What's happening? I just something awful. So thank you.
What was
for
the worst
that
could happen?
I don't know. Something awful.
Keri, I'm on fire, Keri. Wait, hold on.
Hold on, Keri. There's an armed man in my house. Like,
I'll be right back.
I can't see you because
He's
you're
got
using
a ski
an avatar.
mask. I'll take care of him.
Hold on, Keri. There's an earthquake happening here. And anything could be happening where you are. I don't know. You're using your avatar. Which, by the way, welcome to all the new people. This is a show called Pop Culture. We do it every other Wednesday at 8:00 Central. One of my best friends, Mr. Chris, and he is anonymous. And that's why he's a mystery. We call him Mystery Chris. And anyway, it's a really nice holiday avatar you have tonight.
Thank you. I spent all day going to thrift stores looking for that sweater and the jacket. A lot of time.
And it looks fabulous. Christmas avatar.
When did the bad sweater stuff get popular? Like, it just seemed like all of a sudden, like, that was a huge thing where everyone was throwing parties where you had to wear bad sweaters, people wearing to work.
Okay, it definitely happened sometime in the 2000, the aughts.
Yeah.
The 2000s. Because that was the first bad Christmas sweater party I went to living in LA in my 20s. So it's been going on for a while. Now it's just over the top.
Yeah.
Back then, because they weren't that popular, this is what I remember. I don't know about you, but in LA, the first one I went to, because these parties weren't popular yet, and the cool thing, you couldn't find ugly Christmas sweaters unless you already had one from the 80s or the 90s. So people wore authentic vintage ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like every Target sells them.
Very self-aware, like anything you could think of is on one of those ugly sweaters.
Yeah,
just,
now
just imagine being like a seller of ugly sweaters, like right before it got popular, you went out of business. And then it gets really popular. Like, damn it. Only my business that lasted a few more months.
If only. Well, they all came back into business. Like all the major chains sell them now. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. That's when it's almost like when, you have your favorite band, but nobody knows who they are, and then they become famous, and you're like, damn it. It's like that with the ugly Christmas sweater party. Like Target sells ugly Christmas sweaters now for this purpose. What?
It probably got popular around the same time that celebrating Halloween for adults got very popular.
So I hope everybody welcome. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat, and just want to let you know we're having fun tonight. We're celebrating Christmas. There's a lot to celebrate this year, and we're just glad you're here to hang out with us and have a fun time. My husband we're gonna have a special musical guest later, like a late night show. We're going to have a musical guest, and that'll be happening a little bit later, and some Christmas music, live Christmas music. And I hope you have your drinks. I've got for the sober people like myself, Welch's sparkling red grape juice to celebrate, and also eggnog, which I don't know about you. Did you grow up on eggnog? Did you ever have it when you were a kid?
I don't even remember when the first time I had it. I'm having it right now, though.
Oh, you have some eggnog?
Yeah.
So I never drank it. We never had it. I only saw it in movies. It wasn't
Really?
like a Southern thing where I was from. No. So my husband though drinks it. So he got me onto it this year. And the first glass I had of it a few days ago, I was like, this is gross. And
Really?
now I'm addicted to it.
It happens.
I drank a whole bottle today. I think does it make you fat? That's probably why you only have it at one time a year.
I hate to break it to you. It tastes like a milkshake to me. That's why I like it.
Cheers. Cheers.
Clink.
Clink. This is my prom glass. From
Oh,
I'm really breaking out the celebratory
what was the motto?
side. Night swimming.
What?
1996. Night swimming.
Night
It was a song.
Oh.
I'm a little older than you. Who was that? Was that REM? In the chat, you guys know. Yeah, REM. Night swimming. Okay. I wish we can imagine you with the eggnog. I've also got my candy cane. And I'm just ready. I've got all my Christmas snacks. I hope you guys are wearing your Christmas PJs and fun hats. And if you're hanging out, maybe you're putting up decorations, maybe you're wrapping presents, maybe you're writing Christmas cards, whatever you're doing to get into the spirit. We welcome you and we're glad you're hanging out. So we're going to start with, since this is a pop culture show, we're going to start with some of our favorite Christmas pop culture. And I know everybody argues over their favorite Christmas. What's the best Christmas movie? We're not going to do long lists because we'd be here forever. We're just going to hit a couple of highlights. Mystery Chris, what are some of your favorite Christmas films?
Favorite? Let's see which one you're gonna pull up. Yeah. So one of my favorites is Scrooged. So you've seen that movie, right? Bill Murray.
Yes, it's underrated, I would say.
It is underrated. It's not a perfect movie. Yeah, it gets a little dark in places, but I still love it because it was a modern adaptation of the classic Dickens story, Christmas Carol, which there are so many variations or versions of it that still take place in the 19th century. And so I liked about this movie that it made it modern day, which, yeah, it's a little gimmicky, but I still enjoyed it. And Bill Murray is his usual hilarious self in it.
Do you think we can play this?
It's a TV ad, so it should be fine.
Frank Cross is a man of true vanity, whose specialty is inhumanity.
He's fired? It's Christmas.
Thank you. Call the county. Stop his books. Then he saw 3 real ghosts. Now, what scares him the most
I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
is the chance that he's losing his sanity.
Oh, I never know where to stay.
Bill Murray, Scrooge, rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, November 23rd.
So I have seen this movie. I think it's not a perfect movie, as you said. I think there's some problems with it. As Bill Murray movies go, it's not one of my favorites. There's so many great Bill Murray movies that are only almost perfect.
Yeah, they're much better performances. I still like them in the movie, but I mean, can't beat like Ghostbusters or
that one doesn't surprise me that that's on your list.
Well, like all the movies I chose are all made within a 3-year span of one.
Now, this next one on your list is, I think, everyone. This is in a lot of people's like number one spot. This is a classic. This is one of my favorites. So, actually, I'm wearing the shirt, the Griswold Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I found this in a thrift shop and a few years ago, and it's like,
give that away,
right? Who would give it away?
So yeah, this one is A Christmas Vacation. Hilarious movie. It was written by, it's a John Hughes movie, and directed by Christopher Columbus was originally going to direct it, but he couldn't get along with Chevy Chase. Interesting learning about it last few years how hard he is to work with. I didn't know that until recently. Yeah.
So let's play, everybody. If you're a young person watching our program, first of all, what are you doing here? I'm just kidding. We're glad you're here. You should be playing video games and being on the TikToks. If you're a young person, no, No, we love you having you here. I like the Zoomer perspective, which we get quite often. Sometimes from the audience, people will be like, "I'm in that age group, Keri. Let me tell you what's going on." I'm like, "Thank you." If you're a Zoomer and you haven't seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation from 1989, you're really missing out. This is one of the best Christmas movies. Here we go.
After vacationing across America and throughout Europe,
Take it, Russ.
this holiday season, the Griswolds are going to play it safe.
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
They're staying at home.
I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
Hope you're not getting sap all over your sweater, Clark.
All Clark wants is a quiet, old-fashioned Christmas. Sorry, what he's going to get is the gift that keeps on living.
Merry Christmas.
His family.
We didn't come to impose.
This year, let Chevy Chase light up your holidays. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That thing had 9 lives. She just spent them all.
Rated PG-13.
Woo!
The sad thing is, the older I get, the more I identify with Clark Griswold.
Oh yeah,
it's really sad because especially at the end where he gets the his Christmas bonus that he thought was going to be huge, and he already was planning to get a new pool, so stuff.
No.
Like, in there, buddy. In there.
By the way, I have some news for you about your bonus. I'll tell you after the show. Just kidding.
Holiday road.
You just click out again. You're like, what? Goodbye. So stupid. Let me say thank you to a couple people real quick because I really full of the gratitude tonight, the Christmas spirit. We're hanging out. We're having fun. Thank you to Randy Wallen for $2. Merry Christmas, Keri and Mystery Chris. He says, "Merry Christmas to you, Randy.
Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year, Mystery." I need a cool adjective in front of my name, like you have. ADL 1982. Good to see you. He says for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for supporting our Christmas extravaganza. He says cinephiles know the best Christmas Carol is the 1951 film. The 1984 TV movie isn't bad. What do you think about that?
Don't even know if I even saw those versions. If I did, it was when I was a kid.
Let me just look up that. I think I've seen that. I figured for sure you would have seen them because I think of you as a cinephile.
I don't like that word.
Yeah. Anything with file at the end.
Yes.
Like,
no. Enough of movies. How about that?
you know what, ADL, I'm gonna add these to my list of Christmas movies I want to see this year. I just saw, we can talk about this later, but I just saw like the worst Christmas movie ever. It was some bad made for TV Christmas movie. It was called
a Lifetime movie?
It was like a Lifetime movie. It was called A Christmas Movie Christmas. And I think honestly it is, and I like some cheesy Lifetime Christmas movies. This was so bad. It was terrible. It's probably the worst movie I've ever seen, and not in a good way. Yeah, it was terrible.
Seriously?
Yes.
Ooh.
Randy Wallen. Randy, thank you so much for $10. His super chat says the Balboa Bachelors 30 years of Christmas cheer is the GOAT and the greatest of all time, kids. That's what that means. And don't forget our Yule log on YouTube. Nothing but Christmassy trombone goodness with yours truly on bass trombone. Ho, ho, ho. Yule log on YouTube. This is Randy playing trombone. I'll have to look this up. Thank you, Randy. We'll pull this up for later. Hey, Aunt Pinkava. Good to see you. Therese, also Adam. I see a lot of familiar faces. SC DeGrand. Keri's giving out Christmas bonuses. There's so many quotable lines from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I see people posting some of them in the chat.
But that was like all comedies back then. So everything about the other day, as I've mentioned before, like comedies in the last 30 years just haven't been all that quotable. So you look from
There,
like 1965 to 1995, and you think about all the classic comedy movies, and so many quotes you can think of. But from like 95 till today, it's like, because like most of the jokes in a lot of the comedy movies since 95 have been shock humor. I can think of scenes
yeah,
like from The Hangover or Bridesmaids or Something About Mary, but I can't
yes.
really think of too many lines from those movies.
Yeah, this is not just for Christmas movies, it's for all kinds of like I have to increasingly we talked about this before. Some people write it off as nostalgia, but it's not just nostalgia. I think objectively
It was better.
it was better. I think if an
Yeah.
alien species came and studied us and studied our pop culture and our entertainment through the decades, they would draw a graph in declining quality. You
Mhm.
know, it's not I think it's yeah, there's nostalgia there, of course, but I think objectively a lot of movies today are terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
music
I
today
think
is
it,
terrible.
it
Popular music.
declined before all the woke stuff because it wasn't
Yeah.
just that. There was something else going on, especially with them making sequels to movies that didn't need to have sequels, or even if it did deserve to have a sequel, the sequel sucked. And so you
Yeah.
look at the 80s, which we're talking about now, and will for a lot of the rest of the episode because it's a great decade, but it had a lot of original movies and movies that people still, like you just said, quote from, talk about. They're still trying to mine the nostalgia from those movies because the ideas behind them were just such good ideas, like a Back to the Future and Indiana Jones and so many others you can think of.
Oh,
And it's just like today, it's like I don't know if it's Hollywood is completely out of ideas. I don't know if it's us
no, it's
that we
completely out
don't
of
want.
ideas.
You think
They're
so?
they're remaking did you see this? They're remaking C.S. Lewis's Narnia,
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah.
which is a story the story is an allegory about Christ. It's the greatest story ever told. It's an allegory for the greatest story ever told. And they have what's her name? Gina Gershon. Is that how you say her name? The
Mm-hmm.
director? Greta Gerwig, is that her name?
Oh, Greta Gerwig. It's like,
I
I
get
don't
them
know.
confused.
No.
I get them confused. It's 2 G's.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig, who did Lady Bird, right? So she's directing, and they just put out this whole promo thing where they're like, "It's going to be so great. The new Chronicles of Narnia is all about. It's set in a rock and roll fantasy." It's like, what? They're like, it's about rock and roll. What? No. How can you? That's they don't have any other ideas, so they take something that's great and then they trash it and make it terrible. They like redo it and make it terrible. How are you going to top the greatest story ever told? Like, this is an allegory about Christ. Okay, let's make it about avocados. Like, I know, let's make it about rock and roll. Let's make it about mailboxes. Like, what you're just throwing things out there. It's like it doesn't compare. It's an
But
allegory about Christ. And you're
they could
like,
easily just give it another name and not be Chronicles of Narnia, but they know
yes,
that a lot of people have ties to that and they have emotions, nostalgia towards, the previous adaptations of it and the books. And they feel that many of us will see that regardless, even if it has nothing to do with the source material. And it's very insulting.
they think we will. I'm not saying. I mean, I might have to see it so I can.
I mean, nobody's going to see it.
But they're going
You
to
might
see it
see
for
it, but people will
enjoyment.
still talk about it. And I think they still think that's a positive because they say, oh, if people are still talking about it, then there's still some kind of value in it. And we just need to tweak it a bit and we can make something that people will still watch. The same thing with Star Trek. And I'm not trying to get off into Star Trek right now, but with like Strange New Worlds, one of the recent Star Trek show, it's like they tweaked some of the stuff that didn't work from Star Trek Discovery, but they still put in politics and other garbage into it, and it's still not Star Trek, but it has enough viewership that they're able to continue to make more seasons, episodes, and spin-offs.
And you being an actual Star Trek fan who can't stand what's happening to it.
No, but I am addicted. I realize I am part of the problem because I still watch it. I still listen to people tearing it apart. I am part of the problem. I admit that. And that's, I think, what they're banking on, because as the saying goes, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy.
It's apathy.
Many of us
Stop
haven't
caring.
reached the apathy phase for the love of various franchises. I've reached that for Star Wars and Doctor Who and other ones, but for Star
I
Trek,
reached that for Doctor Who.
No.
I don't even care anymore. They ruined it. So
yeah, don't they have a Christmas special no one cares about anymore?
What'd you
With the
say?
Black Doctor. I think they're coming out
Oh,
from Christmas.
probably. Yeah, nobody cares. I
Yeah,
used
no
to
one
look
cares.
so forward to those. I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore. I haven't seen Doctor
Meh.
Who in years. Years.
Like who? Doctor Who?
Doctor Who. Excuse me. I used to go. I went to Doctor Who conventions.
That sounds awesome.
I know, it's such a geek, but they.
Be proud of that.
I know it was. I was. It was a lot of fun. It was much smaller than Comic-Con because it's just about one IP.
Yeah.
And it's just Doctor Who fans and much smaller meeting space and everything. But it's the same thing you would expect at a con. It's just about one show.
Mhm.
Okay, I've got to. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna interrupt because I know you've got a lot on. We're not done with Mystery Chris's list. He's got one on his list that a lot of people have already said in the chat. I saw some people saying it anyway. So it's another crowd favorite. But I'm here to bring one of my favorites. And if you've watched for a while, this may have come up once or twice. I love Smoky Mountain Christmas. It's a Dolly Parton movie from 1986. And for the longest time, you couldn't get it on DVD. And I had to get a bootleg copy from Japan when I was in college. So mine has like Japanese subtitles.
Dolly Parton's
like,
fun.
yeah. But now you can get an official DVD, but it's also up on YouTube for free. Like lots of people ripped it and just put it up. There's lots of copies of the whole movie on YouTube.
Is that a sign of its quality? Like if a movie gets put up on YouTube for years and the copyright holder doesn't even bother to claim it.
No, it's not a sign of it because it's one of the best Christmas movies ever made. It's just wholesome goodness. Dolly Parton plays a popular country music star, much like herself, but a different name. And she's just tired of the music industry trying to turn her into something she's not. And she wants to get away from it all and take a break and go to the Appalachian Mountains, where she grew up, and just get away. And a friend tells her, you can go to my cabin. I'm not using it. And so she goes to this cabin and she finds that these orphans have escaped from a local orphanage and have been living in her cabin. And then there's all these crazy, there's a Lee Majors is in it and plays this mountain man. And you don't know whether he's good or bad. And there's this crazy witch in it who's one of the best bad people I've ever seen on screen. I think she's great as this evil woman. And anyway, let's just roll the tape. Here you go.
Anna Davis couldn't take any more fame and fortune, so she decided to get lost. What she found was a big surprise.
We want you to be our mama.
A rather rollicking adventure. And the spirit of Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. With nothing much that money buys, but everything worthwhile in life. Dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas.
Released on the heels of her new series, The Dolly Show, 3-time Grammy winner Dolly Parton stars in this magical Yuletide tale, singing 6 of her own special songs.
But I wouldn't care how much it snows. I'd just like to spend Christmas with...
Look at the way she plays guitar with those long fingernails. That is a talent. You look at those nails.
Very talented. More ways than one.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
Co-starring Lee Majors, Bo Hopkins, Anita Morris, and John Ritter.
What an opportunity.
Oh yeah, John Ritter's in it and he plays the judge. It's a great little cameo. And this woman, who did they say her name is? She's evil. That woman. That's the evil witch. Oh my gosh, she's evil. You guys have to watch this movie.
Morris and John Ritter.
What an opportunity. What a chance to have her come and give the kids a beautiful Christmas show.
Dolly Parton's Smoky Mountain Christmas, a holiday adventure for the whole family. Now available on video cassette.
Did you see that price, kids? Young people? Now available on video cassette. They're talking about a videotape. It goes in a VCR. And do you see how much money that was? And that was in the 80s. It was $79. Do you remember back when VHS
Was
tapes.
it worth that much to you?
Back then it was $79 for one tape. I don't know.
Not to make a dirty joke, but anyway, continue.
Ann Pinkova says, I'm pretty sure I saw this in the Walmart DVD bin. It's probably there now, but for years you couldn't get it on DVD. I guess the rights were tied up or something, and you couldn't get it legally for a long time. No, I don't think it was Betamax. I think it was for VCRs, but I don't know. I never owned it on tape.
Wonder how much it's worth now.
If you have one of those,
They probably didn't make that
copies,
many. Yeah.
Well, let's see what
Find
the
out
old
on eBay.
eBay says.
Internet says
Smoky Mountain
still.
Christmas.
Let's see. I'm gonna say $40. Around 40. I'm gonna say
that. I don't even see one. I see a bunch of other stuff called Smoky Mountain Christmas, like taking advantage of the name. Maybe but I don't see this. Like knives and stuff that are called,
Right.
and CDs that have nothing to do with her. A lot of knife collections. Yeah, I didn't see it. Because if anybody can find out, it would be curious. It would be interesting if it's like less money now than it was in the 80s to own the one of the original VHS tapes.
I don't know. There seems to be a sect, for lack of a better term, of people who are interested in VHS now. Like there's some nostalgia for it, and with younger people who weren't alive when VHS were around are starting to get into collecting it. So I'm not saying it's going to be at the level of vinyl collecting, but I think a lot of people are starting to value it, which is weird to me, but
no, I found it.
How much is it?
$8.99.
Dang.
Pre-owned. Here we go. By the way, you guys should get a gander at the cover of this, because this is the cover that was on my bootleg copy also. Her hair. She looks like an angel. In fact, I think that's one of the lines in the movie. She looks like an angel. See that?
I'm looking.
Smoky Mountain Christmas VHS 1986 videotape. VHS. $8.99. Or you could buy it now for $14.99.
Uh-oh. Now you show it, someone's going to bid on it, Keri. You better bid on it now, or you could buy it now.
Add to watch list.
At what point what does it need to drop down to?
Bidding $1. Okay, so Adam World, did she make a Texas Whorehouse Christmas movie? Well, is it a Christmas movie? She did do Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds, which is a really fun movie, but I don't think it's a Christmas movie. Is it? I don't think so.
I have no idea.
You know, it's a little baldy and randy. Okay, I've got one more. This is one of my favorites. You know this. I mean, my favorites, I don't get a lot added to my list in terms of favorites. Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special is one of my favorites. It's one of the best Christmas specials. It's so fun. There's a scene where he has all these tons of different entertainers, celebrities drop in, just really unexpected people. Magic Johnson drops in, and they go on a sled ride and he tells Pee Wee Herman that Magic Screen is his cousin, which is just ridiculous. There's funny stuff in it like that. And this is part where I uploaded this a long time ago, because this is what it felt like when somebody's talking for a long time and you have to go to the bathroom. This is a scene from the movie.
I get it! Merry Christmas, Pee Wee's Playhouse. Pee Wee speaking.
Hi, Pee Wee. Merry
Christmas.
Dinah! How's your cold?
Oh, all better. I got a little song for you. Listen. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me.
Hang on a minute, Dinah. I've got another call.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Hello? Hello?
Huey, is this you?
Who wants to know?
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say Merry
Christmas, Oprah. I have to call you back. I have Dinah Shore on the other line.
On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtles, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. And a partridge. My true love sent to me 7 swans a swimming.
This is what I need for the show. So if I have to take a bathroom break, or just put a little be right back, just sneak away, slowly sink down the chair. Oceana 23. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Says, holy balls, is that Dinah Shore? Yeah, it is. There's a lot of random celebrities from the 80s in the Pee Wee Herman Christmas special. So it's just a really ridiculous special. I think it's fun. I did see you, Texas Sheep Lady said, no thanks, I'll stick to It's a Wonderful Life. But that's a better, obviously, that's a classic. I'm just talking about what I really enjoy in my heart of hearts that makes me laugh. I still love this Christmas special. Okay, we're gonna get back to yours. You got a 80s, no, a 90s. It's a 90s classic on your list.
90s, 1990. This was biggest film of 1990 and one of the highest grossing video sales at that time. I think it was the highest grossing like VHS sales of Home Alone.
Drum roll, please.
The only good one. Well, I like 2, but they made 6 of these movies, Keri.
Now, this one's not on my list. It's weird. It's on yours. I saw people in the chat were excited about it. I don't know why. It's
Die Hard for kids, Keri. It's
okay. That's the best way I think that's probably the best explanation I've ever heard. Die Hard for kids.
It is.
Okay.
In their rush to the airport, the McAllisters overlooked one minor detail. Now, his parents have a problem.
I don't care if I have to get out on your runway and hitchhike. I am going to get home to my son.
2 burglars are in trouble.
We know that you're in there.
And Kevin is in heaven. Home Alone. Rated PG. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
So this was another John Hughes movie and directed by Christopher Columbus. The movie, I love the movie because it's a live action cartoon, basically. Like totally it does shift because it's a comedy throughout. But the part where the burglars break in and he fins them off of all the, stuff he has set up to try to hurt them, which is kind of weird. But it's very cartoony, and I think that's what I like about it. Like a lot of people didn't like that about it. Like I was watching the Siskel and Ebert review of it, and they hated this movie. And I was like, I understand your reasons for it, but that's why so many people love the film. It doesn't take itself that seriously. Of course, it's not believable that an 8-year-old kid could defend his home from 2 grown adults. I mean, it's silly, but the movie makes it work in a kind of goofy way, and it comes across as wholesome. It's a movie, like I said, a movie more geared towards kids and not as much for a general family. I mean, it is a family film, don't get me wrong, but like the movies we were just talking about, like Scrooged and Christmas Vacation, like those aren't necessarily targeted towards kids. I mean, you can watch them with the family, but Home Alone is much more geared towards a younger audience, I think. And I think a lot of us who saw it when we were young, it kind of brings us back there because we remember not only just being such a huge, movie, but it was just a lot of fun.
There's someone in the chat, ADL, for example, says, I don't love it as much as an adult, but it's still nostalgic fun. I think that's probably, I mean, again, it's not one of my favorites. I feel like I watched it when I was a kid. I don't ever need to watch it again. But other people, it's kind of like with me, what Smoky Mountain Christmas is for me. Maybe this is that movie for others, where they're
so you're more of a Home Alone 4 person?
I'm not any home. I'm a home with family and friends person. Home with family and friends watching Smoky Mountain Christmas. But no, a lot of people love it. You're not alone. It's a favorite. And there's a lot of stuff that you sent me around it that I would have had no idea. There's this whole following. It's almost, what is this? This is like a cult following that's developed years later. Just cosplay.
Yeah. There's Home Alone cosplay. People dress up as characters from Home Alone.
What?
Great.
Why?
Because people are bored.
I mean, I understand cosplay, but cosplay is Home Alone to me.
Yeah, I like those guys.
It's so weird. Like, this is such a weird thing to have like a super fandom about Home Alone. What is all this stuff? Is it
any more weird than a Golden Girls convention, Keri?
Yes, this is a lot weirder than a Golden Girls convention.
Oh.
Okay, what else did you send me about Home Alone?
So let's see. Pull up the I guess you're over the Zillow one. So the house just went on sale a few months ago.
Actual house from the movie.
So they remodeled it a little bit. You could still, the layout's still kind of similar. I mean, most of the movie was filmed on a studio set, but as you can see here, they opened up that bottom section because there was a wall there with, I think it was like a bathroom there, and I'm not unsure. I'm unsure as to how much of the wallpaper existed in Original Home, because the production designer says all of the interior shots were filmed on a studio set, but the owners of the house, who owned it at the time, said there were scenes filmed inside the house. So still unsure as to how much it looked like.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
If you have $5,250,000, the house from Home Alone could be yours. In Winnetka, Illinois, they even put it in the Zillow listing. They mentioned, I bet the price is higher than it would be if it were not the Home Alone house. They put a legendary holiday dream home reimagined for modern day luxury. The stately brick Georgian residence of Home Alone fame brings forward a rare opportunity to own one of the most iconic movie residences in American pop culture. It's crazy.
Yeah, it went on sale in, I believe, 2012 for like 1.8 million, and now it's 5 million and 25. Well, that's crazy.
You gonna buy
Somebody
it?
has that money.
Somebody does have that money. Some Uber fan, maybe. Newbie says, I'm checking in from the UK. I don't normally stay up this late, but I thought I'd tough it out and pop in. Merry Christmas to you in the UK.
I like that avatar.
Yeah. All the things. You got all the things right there in your profile. Well, I would welcome you with a British accent, but I can't do it. When I do it, it sounds Australian, so I'm not gonna try.
Good day, mate.
Yeah, exactly. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Okay. What is this one? Go inside the real life Home Alone house for the holidays.
So this was before it got remodeled. They apparently put it up on Airbnb for a little while.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so this one, they made it look like it did in the movie. So this will look a lot like what you
And they
see.
rented it out on Airbnb?
Yeah.
You could be home alone.
Kevin!
No, not me, but just like Kevin McAllister, in the very house where they filmed the iconic Christmas classic. 30 years and this place is still drawing a crowd.
It really is.
The Chicagoland home was made available on Airbnb for one night only and has been decked out to resemble the film set.
What?
There may be Uncle Nero's pizza. There may be some sledding. This really is about, to the best of our abilities, recreating that experience and that film that so many of us have watched.
From the family photos to the dangling paint cans. You too could play a starring role in nabbing the bad guys.
How much?
Yeah, I was going to say, if they only made it available for one night, I mean, they must have been charging $1 million or something crazy.
Yeah, they got to. I mean, if they're going to spend that much time decorating it just like the movie, you know it's going to cost a ton of money.
I some rich person, I'm sure. You know who probably rented it for the night? P. Diddy. Probably brought a bunch of kids over. Sorry, shouldn't go there. But seriously,
that's dark, Keri.
P. Diddy, just saying. Some nasty Hollywood degenerate who has that kind of
There
money.
was Kevin McAllister to protect everyone from.
Right. Nobody has that kind of money that can rent like on a whim, on a fluke. That's sort of like, this would be fun. Let's rent this for a night, except for Hollywood degenerates. Seriously.
You're saying a lot of cocaine was done in this house.
Probably.
Okay.
Degenerates. Okay.
You can skip that. Can you pull up the that clip from the critic? I mean, you don't have to do the filming locations.
The critic. What's that?
Hold on, let me.
I don't see that one.
I did forget.
Oh, I see. It wasn't.
There you go.
Okay.
This is a very short clip from the critic that ties into Home Alone.
Is this like a funny little thing about Home Alone?
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Rest in peace, the critic. Which they should bring this show back, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Tonight I'll be reviewing Home Alone 5.
We left Kevin home alone, and he's only 23.
Well, I was reading that Christopher Columbus had thought of doing a sequel to Home Alone 2 with Macaulay Culkin as an adult, and so he would have a son that would somehow end up having to defend his home against the same burglars, wet bandits. And then he thought about also doing a story where Kevin McAllister is an adult and decides to get revenge on the two burglars. I'm like, both of those sound terrible, but they're probably better than Home Alone 3 through 6. I can't believe they made that many Home Alone.
Which you still you're not a fan of.
No, I saw 3, which it was strangely enough written by John Hughes. I don't know how they got him to write that, but I think I saw 4, maybe a little bit of 5. I can't remember. It blends together. Definitely see 6 that came out like 3 years ago. I think it's on Disney Plus still. Maybe, I don't know if they took it down. If anybody's watching it.
I've got something queued up. We're moving. So we're only doing 2 or 3, guys. We're not doing S tier or any. That's
that was it. That was all my movies.
So my third and final one that I'm highlighting is a classic, a real classic. This was from 1954, and it's White Christmas. And if you haven't seen White Christmas, I recommend it because it really takes you back to a different time and Hollywood glamour, and back when we didn't have Twitter or anything, and we didn't know how crazy and insane movie stars were. And this is back when there was, they seemed just beautiful and self-possessed and put together well. And, I was just talking about Hollywood degenerates. We didn't know about any of that stuff. If that kind of stuff was happening, we didn't know if they were insane or had Trump derangement or whatever, and it takes you back to that time of movie star glamour. And it's Bing Crosby. It's a musical also. So there's lots of great music numbers. And even if you think you don't like musicals, this might be an exception because it's a holiday movie. So you can just put it on in the background. And it's got Rosemary Clooney, Danny Kaye. And here, I'm just going to play you the trailer. I also like the way they used to do trailers. Beast Division.
I never saw the sunshine so bright, never saw things go so right. Noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love, my heart ain't fly.
Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister who comes between me and my man.
The two greatest figures in show business, Bing and Danny, as two.
Do we get in trouble if we show? Or am I going to get in trouble for playing this?
You might.
Because of the music?
It's possible.
Two ex-GIs who form the perfect partnership. Rosemary and Vera Ellen as the sisters who have them in a spin. With Dean Jagger as the unemployed general they take under their wing.
Apparently, there's still quite a bit about.
Look how classy the men used to dress. Look at how classy, and the hat and the jackets. And I like in the 50s the way that men wore their pants like way up above their belly button.
The old man pants.
Yes, I love
no matter
that.
what age you were, your pants
I
were above your
love it.
ankles.
I think it's so attractive. I do.
So you like the Steve Urkel look, okay.
No, I mean, not where there's high waters at the bottom. I don't want to see your ankles. I just want the waist to be higher instead of your butt hanging off the hips like today. This is back when men were men and the waistline was above the belly button.
Show business, I don't understand.
Oh, it'll come to you, sir. Just takes time. We wouldn't be any good as generals.
You weren't any good as privates.
A wonderful story that will warm your hearts, just as the breathtaking scope of a new screen wonder will widen your eyes. White Christmas in Vista Vision.
And you'll fall asleep.
I'm going to stop it here because I think the rest is all music. And if we haven't already gotten a copyright strike, we might. But it's just a gorgeous film and it's funny and fun. And even though it's an old film and even though it's a musical, even if you have prejudice against some of those things and are like, and you think, I don't like that kind of thing, I think you might like it. Also, I saw in the chat, somebody, Lily of the Fox Valley, says it's playing in the theater near her and she's going to go see it on Monday in the theater. How cool is that? In the theater. That's fun. Kendra Soder, before Vermont went woke. Yes, it takes place in dystopian Vermont, as Josh Slocum says. Okay, so those are some of our favorite Christmas movies. We've got a special musical guest coming up soon, and before he's going to join us shortly. Before we do that, I wanted to just show you guys, and you can tell me if you have any favorite Christmas movie music, Mystery Chris. We didn't really talk about music beforehand. I mean, I know you said we might do music, but you and I didn't compare lists or anything. I will say I don't like the new stuff, a lot of the new stuff, but
I don't like a lot of new stuff either. And a lot of new stuff is just covers of old songs, but I like the original songs, like songs from the 40s and 50s and even songs from the 70s, like Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. That song has been covered so many times by Beyonce and Macy Gray and just everybody. And all their versions suck. I just want to hear the original versions of these classic Christmas songs. That's what my memories are associated with.
Yes.
That's what I feel nostalgia for, even if I weren't alive when they originally came out. I still feel nostalgia for them because they just have that sound to it. And just very wholesome, kind of a warm, it just sounds very old-fashioned.
I'm with you. I cannot stand the new stuff, the remakes. I like the old things. That Mariah Carey song that you hear in malls, or not malls, but like Targets and stuff and Starbucks, whatever you hear in big chain stores all the time this time of year. I can't stand that song.
You're the first woman I've heard say that the song sucks.
That song sucks. And I really hate it. And I made a Christmas music list on Spotify here. It's over 10 hours of Christmas music.
Damn. That's a lot of songs. There's that many Christmas songs.
Yeah, and it's all vintage music. Here, I'm going to put it up. Actually, my husband and I, it's on his Spotify or mine. I think we shared ownership of it. It's called Vintage Christmas Mix. And you can find it if you find Anthony Garcia on Spotify. And it's 9 hours and 30 minutes. I thought it was 10 hours, but it's almost 10 hours of Christmas music. I made this a few years ago and I keep adding to it. It's all vintage and it's every genre. There's old country on here. There's blues. There's all kinds of just like funny, touching, nostalgic music, and none of the new stuff. I don't think there's anything past the early 90s.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of good stuff because a lot of boy bands and Beyonce and Christina Aguilera and just that type of music. Like, nope, no, thank you.
Nope. Okay, I think Anthony's going to be joining us. I don't see him back here though. Randy Wallen. I have 151 albums and 1,228 Christmas songs on my computer. What? No, that's a lot. That's more than what's on my list, Randy. Well,
I love...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that vintage Christmas list I made on Spotify is, you can put it on in the background if you need almost 10 hours of old Christmas music. And there's stuff from the 1920s on there. There's stuff from 80. Alabama is on there. I mean, they're just like random funny stuff. And it doesn't have any of the new stuff. And this is what I was going to say. That Mariah Carey song, I think, is the musical equivalent of a movie like Love Actually. And I saw my friend Deb Philman from The Reason We Learn criticizing Love Actually the other day on X. And she said, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I really hate that movie. And here's why. And actually, I agree with her. I'm like, no, I've been waiting for someone to criticize this film. I hate Love Actually. I know a lot of people.
Actually, you hate Love Actually.
Yes. I don't know why women think that's a great movie. It's not. It's basically substituting an intense limerence, that kind of obsession, unhealthy obsession that you might have with the person when you first meet them. It's confusing that for love. It's trying to say that's love. And over the course of the film, you just see all these really toxic, dysfunctional relationships. This marriage fall apart because Alan Rickman's character decides to throw away his whole perfect family and wife and marriage and fatherhood and everything for some obvious harlot, is the way Deb described her, and it's true, who's just coming after him, and he can't see what that is. No, he can't see what that is, and so he throws his marriage away for that, and that's in the movie called Love Actually. And then we see, there's countless examples of just this sort of vapid. There's a character who just wants to get laid, and so he goes to America to get laid because he says they like British accents in America, which women do. But that's not love. It's fun. It's kind of funny. That character, I think, is funny on screen, but it's not. You watch it and you're like, what is this supposed to be? Why is this movie supposedly presenting itself as being about love? I never really. Oh, and there's another character, Keira Knightley. So she gets married. She's a brand new newlywed. And her husband's best friend, played by Andrew Lincoln, hits on her right after the wedding, basically, goes to her house and holds up a bunch of signs. And this is the scene that all the women love and share. They think this is so romantic. His best friend, her husband, is in the house. And he holds up a sign that's like, don't tell him it's me. Tell him it's Christmas carolers. And she does. She lies to her new husband and says, it's Christmas carolers. And then he continues flipping the sign, and it basically confesses he loves her. And then she runs outside, leaves her husband, unassuming, unaware husband in the house, runs outside, and kisses this stalker. This is a movie called Love Actually? What? Lust, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kendra. That's what the movie should have been called. It would have been fine if they just labeled it appropriately and told us it was about lust. That's what the whole movie's about, lust.
Well, I was never going to watch it anyway, so just further proof I don't need to watch it. ever.
I think you need to watch it so you can hate it more than because I think you would hate it more than I do.
I can count on one hand the amount of chick flicks I've ever watched.
This is a terrible, and the worst thing about it, Chris, is that they don't just present it as a chick flick; they present it as a Christmas chick flick. So weirdly, they get that repeat viewing every year because Christmas comes around, and women are like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch Love Actually again." It's just a terrible. It just models like the worst kind of relationships. Oh, one of the other characters, his wife is cheating on him with his brother at the beginning, and his marriage falls apart. And so he takes the breakup poorly. Well, he goes away to another country and meets a woman who speaks Portuguese and no English, and he speaks no Portuguese, and they literally don't know how to talk to each other. And he falls in love with her in a span of days and asks her to marry him while he's in the fallout. Right. Doesn't sound healthy, right? While he's spiraling, you just found out your wife is cheating on you with your brother. You meet a woman and neither of you can communicate with each other, and you ask her to marry you like a few days later, like less than 2 weeks later. Yeah. Blarpful says, women love watching disastrous, amoral relationships. Michael Collier, Keri just ruined Love Actually for my wife. I'm sorry. Was she listening? Because look, once you see it this way, you can't unsee it. Ask if your wife is listening. Ask her. Be like, wasn't this kind of like? Think about it. Once the spell is lifted, you're like, this movie sucks. Like this movie's trying to get me to leave my spouse. Like the movie is basically sort of any passing whim. Even the prime minister. The prime minister is played by what's his name? The guy who cheated on his Elizabeth Hurley with a trans Hugh Grant. The prime minister is played by Hugh Grant, and he's just made prime minister, and he falls in love. I put that in air quotes with a woman who works, one of his staff members. The second he meets her, that's not love. Okay, that you might be interested, but he's like falls in love with her immediately. So and is so bothered by it that this is going to be a problem. That he also Deb pointed this out, which is great. Deb Philman pointed this out. I was like, yeah, that's right. He did do that. He has her secretly transferred to another department, so he doesn't have to see her. So he uses his power and then he ends up getting with her anyway. But it's just sort of. It's about infatuation. Yes, Alan. He's like, I've always argued Titanic is more about infatuation than love. It actually is. And I do like Titanic. I'm not going to trash on Titanic, but it's true. It is true. Okay. Oh, Horny Alf. Hey, Horny Alf. He says, Die Hard results in a rocky marriage getting back together. That's a better story. Wow.
You just had to kill a bunch of guys.
Well. Okay, well, let's move on because I know Anthony's going to be joining us sometime soon, but we can get the next thing queued up. Thanks for letting me rant about Love Actually. Sorry it took so long.
Very passionate feelings about Love Actually.
I really. Also, okay, I'm done. No, I can keep going. Also, let me tell you about another terrible character. Okay. Michael Collier says that his wife is going to switch to enjoying the holiday. I don't know if I've seen that one. I might have to watch that one and see. I won't ruin that one, hopefully. Okay, so you've queued up. Speaking of nostalgia, I love it when you find really esoteric, historical stuff like this. It's hard to find interesting stuff on YouTube, and you always deliver, Mr. Chris. So tell us what this is.
So I found a bunch of old school commercials from the 80s, toy commercials from a lot of companies that don't exist anymore, like Toys R Us, which I guess they technically exist, but they're certainly not what they used to be. But yeah, these commercials are very nostalgic. Even if you weren't alive during these times, I think you can appreciate a lot of them. So I think this first one's the Toys R Us.
This is really a trip down memory lane. young people, you have no idea what this experience was like, I guess. We used to go to, first of all, we used to go to places called malls.
Yeah.
And in the mall, it's a
This-
physical location and there's lots of different kinds of stores. And the stores all have a different specialty. And when you wanted to buy gifts for people, you would have to find time and plan it to, time that you had to drive there. If you take in the whole family, that's extra time to get everyone packed up and ready. And then in the mall, it's supposed to make it easier because there's all these shops in one place and you all walk around and you don't know what you're getting. A lot of times you're browsing. You have to build in time to look and see what the store has and what might be good for your friend. You have to spend time shopping. Like it could sometimes take all day because you got to go to different stores and see what they have. And it's really different than what we have today, which is you go on Amazon.com. And so anyway, this is what shopping was like. And Toys R Us, it was not in a mall. It was often in what was called a strip mall. And it's a toy store. And you go in and it's just toys as far as the eye could see.
Fireplaces glowing, icicles growing, hearts overflowing with cheer. It's that wonderful season we all find so reason the Toys R Us time of year. World's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. Stores biggest selection, Toys R Us. It's a Toys R Us time of year.
Open midnight.
I miss being a young consumerist. I love toys. The magic of walking into a store whose entire existence is just to sell toys. It's just, you can't explain that to people these days.
And is there anything like it for someone like you who loves collectibles and things like that? Is there anything that compares?
No.
There's nothing like that. Where you walk in, it's just toys and toys.
It doesn't really exist there. I mean, you could maybe find some more.
FAO Schwartz, what was that? Is that a toy store?
I mean, you can sometimes find like old school toy stores. Like there are a couple in Austin, but like Toys R Us, no.
No,
It's like
nothing
Walmart
like that.
has maybe 4 or 5 aisles, but in Toys R Us, every single aisle was nothing but toys. But as video games started getting more and more popular, they started taking over the aisles, and not just video games, other electronics. I remember going to Toys R Us right before they closed most of their stores, and it's like half of the store is like electronics. It's like they're becoming Best Buy or Walmart. It kind of sucked.
This is an interesting clip you have queued up for me next. Wait, before I bring this up, just let me thank a couple people. ADL 1992 for $4.99. Thank you, sir. Says, I saw something on TCM a while back with a guy who bought the Christmas Story home in Cleveland. It was remodeled to resemble the film's interior. Oh, he bought the house from A Christmas Story? Wow, I got to look that one up too. Thank you.
Yeah, that appears to happen from time to time, because I know with the Brady Bunch house, somebody bought that and remodeled the interior to look like it did on the TV show.
I think stuff like that's fun.
Yeah.
If there was some kind of Golden Girls set piece or something that was on sale a while back. ADL 1992 also says $4.99. Excuse me, movie attracted person. Just kidding. That's a really dark joke. dark joke. Lily of the Valley says, I love the advent of online shopping, but lately I've been missing the mall shopping experience. Yes.
It was very communal.
We would actually get out and it's still consumerism. But I think it was not as bad as the consumerism today. One, because there are all these different steps to actually buying something. Steps that would prevent you from doing as many impulse buys as people do today online. Because online, it's just a click. And there are studies that say that psychologically, if the money's not actually leaving your wallet and leaving your hand, you don't feel the loss in the same way. And especially if people have a spending problem, that the clicks is just, it's crazy. This that you have queued up now, this is called early Christmas shopping at a Woolworth store in 1990, and I just want to point out that this woman looks like a zombie.
This is not the beginning of a zombie film. I can assure you. Don't be afraid. Yeah, this is Woolworth. See, another store that doesn't exist anymore. But this is from 1990, and they're just opening the doors for people to come and start their Christmas shopping. And just look how orderly it is.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be orderly, is it? Are you joking? I haven't seen this yet. We'll see. Here we go. I will point out, somebody in the chat is pointing out that there were crazes, like consumeristic crazes in the 80s. England's Tea Party says, are you sure? I heard about the Cabbage Patch doll. That's true. There were crazy things that happened. But in general, I just feel like it was, and I don't just feel like, if you look at studies, people spent less than they do now. And I think part of that has to do with we've made it so easy to overspend. We just click.
Yeah, I know.
They're itching to shop. Those old people.
And think of us as that woman has a list. She's everything on it. Look at her. She's ready to go. I hope they all have comfortable walking shoes on. They're going to be there all day.
Yeah.
Open the doors. Let us shop.
The old lady's angry.
She's getting antsy.
She's getting antsy.
Open the door. I'm trying an ugly Christmas sweater. The party happening.
Come on in.
See, look how peaceful it is. Nobody's running over one another, not punching other people or grab TVs.
Everybody's dressed really nicely. Look at them dressing hot. Yeah, everybody looks really nice. Nobody's in like baggy sweatpants, like juicy on the butt, and with the body parts hanging out. Everybody looks nice.
So calm, so peaceful. People aren't loudly talking on their cell phones.
I still want to go back in time and eat at that diner.
I didn't know Woolworths had a diner.
How cool is that? You're shopping, you're there all day, you're feeling a bit parched. Look at the glasses. It's so civilized.
Oh.
Yes, straw man. Nobody looks like a slut or a bum.
People still had life in their eyes. They weren't completely dead inside. Pilled up on who knows what.
Oh, those cookies. Those are good. Department store, restaurants, miss that.
So the channel this is on is called Vampire Robot. We've played videos from this person before, but it's a great channel. They have so many old videos like this. Going back to probably 60s through, first decade of 2000s. People shopping. They have videos of people going through Blockbuster aisles. It's just a very nostalgic channel. You'll spend up hours just watching videos because that's what I did.
I could see just sitting, and watching. It's like it's almost like watching documentary footage of in the wild on people on safari. In nature, a nature channel. They're like, let's watch.
Shoppers. We can see as they grab food.
It's exactly what it is. Let's watch people in the 1980s. Going shopping.
But yeah,
Also,
there's even ones from people walking through the mall. You see old school malls.
Here's something else that's different. I bet you every one of those cashiers knew how to count change. And if the cash register stopped telling her how much change to get, she would know how to count it quickly.
Oh, for sure.
And today, that's not always the case. A lot of young people don't know how to count change.
Yeah. Education system's not the best.
The glasses. I gotta find my glasses. I got some glasses.
You have glasses like that?
Oh yeah.
You chose to get those glasses?
Yes, of course. Of course, they're so early 80s.
Making me hungry.
What kind of pie do you think people are eating?
That's an interesting question. Let's
Key lime.
1990. I'm gonna say pumpkin pie was in style. Just pulling it out my behind.
The Imperial Danish cookies. Imported Danish cookies. You better hurry. There's other people coming.
That lady has a problem.
You need a shopping cart, man.
Yeah, no, we're gonna shop. Small aisles, though.
Yeah, the aisles are small.
People are smaller back then.
Yeah, most people, yeah. I think so, at average size.
Yeah.
It's just so civilized.
I know. What happened?
What happened? Okay, we're gonna pause this. We've been enjoying taking a trip down memory lane to show you guys some footage from the 80s and 90s, and we're going to continue that. But first, we have a special musical guest, and all the way here from the living room, all the way here from our music parlor, is my husband, Anthony Garcia, and you can find him on YouTube at Anthony Garcia Music or anthonygarciamusic.com. Make sure you put the music in there because there's also a serial killer, a doctor who killed a lot of his patients named Anthony Garcia, and that's not him. So
I hope not.
No, that guy was just sentenced, and he comes up quite a bit. That's not him. AnthonyGarciaMusic.com. And as soon as he's situated, I'm gonna add this camera. We're gonna have some live music, guys. I can't wait.
You gotta sound like Johnny Carson.
Okay. I don't know if he can hear me, so I'm gonna add to the stage. Oh, there you can see him.
Anthony.
Oh, he's choosing which songs he's gonna play. This is the piano cam. We have a piano
I hope Baby
cam.
Got Back is in there.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hello.
Anthony.
Hello. Hey.
Mystery Chris is here.
Hello, Mystery Chris.
Hello.
All right.
Anthony's one of the few people who's seen Mystery Chris's face and lived to tell the tale.
It was like the scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark when they open up the Ark. Everyone's face melted except for Anthony.
All right, I'm gonna play.
Okay, I'm gonna mute
My face
myself.
didn't melt though, by the way.
I love this song.
Can you tell what it is?
Yeah. This is on my Christmas CD. Awesome job.
couple of comments, babe.
Huh?
Thank you very much, first of all. And Anne Pinkava is asking, how are you wearing shorts at Christmas?
First of all, they're red shorts.
They're Christmas shorts.
And second of all, it's Texas.
It's Texas, yes, exactly. Woohoo! And then we have SC DeGrand says, thanks for this. This is a lovely Christmas treat. Bravo. Alan Scott says, beautiful. Ozzy Manda says, bravo. You have people clapping. People really like it. And we have some requests. Now, I told them, I don't know if you can or will do more than one song, but I'll just throw these out here. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas was suggested. Baby, It's Cold Outside, Silver Bells, and I think that's all.
Okay. First of all, I'm not doing Baby It's Cold Outside. We all know why.
It's problematic.
I mean, guys. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
You'll get canceled.
I don't get canceled right now.
Okay.
What was it? It was Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. What was the other one?
Oh Holy Night.
Oh.
And Oh Holy Night, Silver Bells.
Oh, Silver Bells. Oh, that's right. Let me do those other two. I don't know. I don't have music for these. I'm going to do the ones I don't have music for real quick.
Okay.
And then this last one I'll do later.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you. I don't think you can top that one. That's like, that's one of the most beautiful Christmas songs. Everyone is saying similar things. They love it. The best Christmas song written, says Kendra. Thank you, Anthony. This song is Christmas. Therese also said she has not been feeling like in a Christmas mood, but the song is helping. So thank you. And Knit Effery is here. Wow. Good to see you, lady. She says, so talented. Good to see you. Kelly Judson. Yeah, everybody really loves it. I just think it's beautiful. That's one of my favorites. What about you? You did a Christmas concert recently. What are some of your favorite Christmas hymns?
I can't really remember. I think that one's top. One of the top ones.
Yeah.
You want to play this last song?
What's the last one?
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Somebody asked for it.
Yes, play that one.
I'll play
That's
it
a good
real
one.
fast.
Yeah. No, you don't have to be fast. Play it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Woohoo!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I love the jazzy part. I love that song. The jazzy part. It's a nice touch. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you added a little swing to it.
Yeah, I tried to.
Somebody was asking, do you improvise on these? Like they had never quite heard it that way before. You do improvise, but I'll let you answer that.
Do I improvise?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, everything was pretty much improvised. on all the pieces I just did. I just take the melody and you just that's pretty much I mean, mainly it's just improvisation. Yeah.
Well, everyone loved it. People were saying that's their second favorite Christmas song after "Oh Holy Night." Somebody asked, "Do we play the goat? O come, Emmanuel."
Play the goat.
The goat of Christmas songs. So peaceful, so cozy. People say. Kelly Judson. Thank you, Kelly, for $10. Says, I need to scoot soon, but thanks for the really pleasant evening. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for supporting Deprogrammed. Knit Effery is here. She says, this is so cozy and magical, Keri. I'm loving being here with you. Well, we love having you all the way on the other side of the world. And then I had one from Randy. Randy Wallen's here, babe, for $4.99. He says, Anthony on the Chickering and Sons piano. Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. It is a Chickering piano. And then Knit Effery says, thank you. Please come again. This is like a joke my husband and I do now because, you have those inside jokes, whatever. One time, he's very patient with me. He's a perfect man for me because in lots of ways, we blend very well, and we're learning, and we've learned how to forgive one another, our idiosyncrasies. And a lesser man would get offended sometimes when I don't mean to cause offense, but sometimes I've already calculated what you're saying and I've jumped to the end of the sentence, and one and it's taking a while. And I know it's so rude. I try and not do this, but one time with Anthony, he was explaining something and I had already figured out what the next two sentences were, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got it, thank you. And he's like, wow. So that's our thing now. He's like, thank you. I got it, thank you. G-Sub says, pray for Anthony. But he does it to me now. If I tell him how to do something, he'll go, thank you. Thank you. I'm done. I'm done with you. Thank you, babe. Seriously.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
That's fun.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having me on. Thanks to everybody for listening and watching the show.
Yeah. Give it up for our musical guest, guys. Musical guest. We need. You're out of here. That was fun. We had a live musical guest.
Yeah. We just got to do that every week. It's more musical guest.
Right. Like an old-timey show. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. I think, do I need to watch more of the Woolworth one? Or
no, you don't need to watch any more of that.
One? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what this one is, because this one looks fun.
So is this the Kmart, another store that doesn't exist anymore? Poor Kmart. Oh, and it's weird thinking how kids have no idea what Kmart is. It's like,
okay, kids,
kind of like Target and Walmart, but fused together. And it was
yeah, okay. It's actually young people. It's Walmart and Target, but in terms of how people viewed it, they viewed it as cheaper. And people looked down on their nose at Kmart for no reason, but they did. Out of all the big superstores, it was kind of, they looked down on it. For example, when Martha Stewart did a deal with Kmart and started selling a line of like homewares and home products and items and sheet sets and stuff, and she went on all the talk shows to promote her new Kmart line, and everyone, if you go back and watch those old clips, everyone was making fun of it, like, because they view Martha Stewart as up here, high class, and everybody viewed Kmart as so it's like Walmart, but they view it as like lower class than Walmart. That's how people viewed it for no reason. And Kmart had also, you could get photo shoots done there.
Yeah.
You could schedule where they had a backdrop and you could get a professional photo, like a family photo shoot done. But yes, it's a big department store, like a Sears, which you may not know what Sears is either.
Yeah, I think they're gone too.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. This looks. Did you have anything else you want to say about this one?
No, you can play it.
Okay.
Kmart's World of Christmas is for home sweet home. Kmart Kmart's gifts for the home include an AM/FM digital clock radio with 1-year warranty, the new Black & Decker slant oven with 6 cooking functions, and Space Maker can opener with automatic shutoff. A 1 cubic foot microwave oven with 9 power levels and 100-minute timer. An electric popcorn maker that shuts off automatically. And a power knob.
What'd you say?
Look at that price. You see the price of that microwave?
How much was it? Was it hundreds of dollars?
Yeah.
$397.
And that's why they're out of business.
By the way, we had that. I mean, that's expensive for a microwave, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't have, well, we have one that was in the house, but once we get rid of it and renovate our kitchen, we're not going to have a microwave because Anthony's been researching it and doesn't think it's healthy to have one. But when I was a kid, my parents had one of these big ones, the kind that we know now is bad for you. And they had it, those things last forever. It's from the early 80s or something. We had it until, I mean, I was in college. I was coming home. They still had that huge, dangerous microwave well into the aughts.
They did last long. Products did last longer back then.
Yeah. $397. Wow. You put a whole chicken in there.
Oh, delicious.
Can you do that in one of the kinds of microwaves they sell today? Probably not, right?
Do you want to? Oh.
No.
100-minute timer. An electric popcorn maker that shuts off automatically. And a power nozzle speed vac that makes cleanups fast and easy. During Kmart's World of Christmas, you can win a visit to the world's greatest resort, Walt Disney World in Florida. 15 families of 4 will enjoy the enchantment of the Magic Kingdom and the wonder of Epcot Center. You'll fly to sunny Florida via Eastern Airlines, the official airline of Walt Disney World.
Wait, what happened? I thought we were watching a Kmart ad. I blacked out for a second, and there's something about Disneyland and Epcot. What happened? Get back to Kmart.
And stay right in the world at the beautiful Hotel Royal Plaza. Discover how you could win a Walt Disney World family vacation during Kmart's World of Christmas.
You can't do better than Kmart, the saving place.
So it's a contest, I see.
They had a jingle. Oh. Rest in peace, Kmart.
R.I.P. Kmart. Okay, what's this next one?
Which one is this? The McDonald's. They're still around. You probably don't want to eat their food, but this one's from 1986.
When you're out shopping for the best this busy holiday season, don't forget McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. McNuggets come from only the best cuts of chicken. Plump, tender breast, or juicy thigh. At McDonald's, we know when you use the best cuts of chicken, you get the best nuggets. McDonald's Chicken McNuggets.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
That was back when their nuggets were made out of real chicken.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, what are their nuggets made out of now?
Silicone, which I'm not even joking. That's in there.
Oh, that's so gross. I remember there was some expose about was this the book that came out about Fast Food Nation or something? There was some expose that came out about how none of their milkshakes, it's like there's no milk in there and there's no shake in there. it's like potato flakes and other stuff, like starches and water and sugar. There's no milk or shake in it.
That's so sad.
Okay, we've got another Toys R Us ad.
Yeah, I don't remember which one this was, but we'll find out.
1986.
1986. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Oh, it had its own theme song. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's lots of dun for us to play with.
Trying to video games. Biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, I wouldn't be a
Toys R Us kid. Oh my gosh, that's.
We've been so conditioned. It's great.
That's like the jingles, the jingles that stick in my head more than anything are the like get in the
Insurance
zone,
ones?
auto
Yeah.
zone. No, it's the auto shop ones. Like they must spend
Yeah,
more
those
money
are-
than the other jingle factories.
O'Reilly
Oh,
Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The auto companies have the market on the most memorable commercial jingles.
Yes.
And
I feel like the art of commercial jingles has declined. Like the amount of
yeah,
commercial jingles, you don't hear as many.
people don't use them as much. But they're looking, I read somewhere, or somebody told me, they're looking for someone to do a new O'Reilly's jingle. And I would hate to be that guy, whoever wins it, whoever gets the winning, and everybody's gonna hate you because they love the O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
I bet they're going to make it blacker, like McDonald's, like made their thing blacker. Because clearly black people love McDonald's.
Can we
all
do-
beef patty, special sauce, special cheese.
Can we do a parody of the O'Reilly jingle in a lot of different genres?
That'd be awesome. Targeted for each demographic.
Come to our house for Christmas. We're going to record an O'Reilly's jingle and submit it. We're going to do polka. Okay.
Great.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
You just said the magic words, and look what you did. And look at the world of savings at Toys R Us this Christmas. From Worlds of Wonder, it's laser tag. Fire the laser tag starlight and send an infrared beam of light to the laser tag star sensor. Swell! Also comes with a star belt, all for only $44.99. Get additional star sensors and other laser tag gear from Worlds of Wonder at Toys R Us.
It's the world's biggest Toys R Us. Go!
I like how he talked because every sentence ends like this.
Get a loser.
It's what always cracked me up about like old school science fiction, like the original Star Trek. Whenever they had like a robot in there, it'd always talk like that. And I'm thinking like nobody thought robots in the future would just talk like regular people. Like, hey, my name's Tom. I'm a robot. How can I help you? They always have to talk like this.
They didn't think about how they want AI to be indistinguishable from human beings.
Why can't they should have Siri, like a version of Siri where you can make Siri talk like that. Opening Spotify playlist.
How can I help you, Chris?
That'd be awesome.
Alexa. I don't ever want an Alexa. I think it's just a step too far. Creepy. Yeah, I just don't want it listening to me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough the phone listens to me all the time. I don't want something whose purpose is to listen to me, and I just don't want it in my house.
Everything's listening to you.
Yeah,
Every
I don't want that.
With something in it.
No. Yeah. Okay, that made me laugh. Thank you for that. I've got. This is when the advent of video online shopping. Oh my gosh.
So this is from 1996. So this is the beginning of what we all
Beginning of the end.
Yes.
I've got to plug it again. There's a great documentary right now on Netflix. It's called Buy It Now. The Shopping Conspiracy. It's a great documentary. Go watch it. It's all about online shopping and trash and garbage. Consumerism and trash. Consumerism and waste. How about that? But it's great. It's worth watching. It's kind of depressing. So psych yourself up for it.
So here's the shopping section. And I just wanted something really simple. So I clicked on the 35mm point and shoot cameras.
Look at the AOL. 30 minutes later.
So they show you different cameras, little picture of each, and the price and the name. It doesn't really go into too much detail right here, but I believe there's another area of the site where you can get more information. And you can go through them, the pages. And
there's a lot of tension
shopping.
building. Oh, it's like the
shopping
kind of
experience.
white
Like, wow.
noise in the background and everything, and the way it's all up close. I feel like in a horror movie, like something's about to happen. This
It is loading faster than I thought it would. That page.
Yeah, this is so old school. Do you remember this? Do you remember back when the internet looked like this? Yeah, I do too. It's crazy to think about now.
For a minute.
Was the one that I liked. So I went to down here to how to order, because I'd never done this before. From this site, they're all different. And it just tells you to add the items you want to your shopping basket, then select checkout. So it's like going through a store, putting them in your basket and checking out. Okay, so.
This is wild. This is just crazy to watch this now. This is where it all started.
203 bites. You had a lot of patience. Patience. That's the other thing kids don't. Yes.
Young people, you don't even. Okay. When you clicked on a page, usually it took forever to load, and sometimes there would be a spinning wheel while you waited for it. Or like right here, you see that bar down at the bottom and the little bit of blue. Pretty sure that's it's loading a document. And 216 out of 1,083 bytes have loaded so far. And you'd have to just sit there and wait. You had to have patience. You couldn't have TikTok brain.
You gotta really want your item.
Yeah. Here we go. It's loading. Look at the blue bar.
Any moment. There we go.
Okay, there are no items.
Oh, it didn't work.
No.
This is the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, wow.
1996. It's crazy. Stop it. That's so wild to watch that now. It's so different. Like that documentary I talked about, they interview people who've defected from a lot of these online shopping companies and other places like Google. And they have a woman who was there at Amazon.com in the beginning days who was responsible for building a lot of the stuff that involved like the shopping cart and everything. It's just crazy to hear her talk about how at the beginning, this is the way it always is with technology, right? You have the good intention, the supposedly good intention, where this is going to make shopping easier, more accessible, and people can get stuff right to their door. It's going to be amazing in the future, right? And it's going to make us $1 bazillion. But also there's this good purpose, right? We're going to make shopping faster, easier, more accessible. That's what this woman thought she was doing. And with technology, it's sometimes easy to see what the possible positive benefits might be, but it's harder to see what the negative repercussions could be. You just can't project it. It's like the butterfly, that flaps its wings, right? And changes an ecosystem, or it's that whole idea of you don't know all the little things it's going to affect down the road. And we just kind of rush as a species. I think we just rush headlong into new technologies all the time. And my pastor gave a sermon a couple years ago that still sticks with me. I went back and listened to it again a few times. In it, he's talking about changing technologies, and he's talking about how the automobile, everyone said it's going to make the country more accessible. You're going to be able to get places faster and all this. True. And that's a good thing. And no one's disputing that. But one negative repercussion was that people started living further away from one another and really becoming, kind of moving all over the country. And we lost in a lot of places we lost the concept of the town square,
Mhm.
where everything used to be centrally located, and you could walk to the hospital and the school and the butcher and the bank, and there's always consequences. So long story short, I look at that now. Thank you for pulling up that clip, because I look at that now and it's like they couldn't see what it's like now, where people get stoned and on their phone like just order like 100 velvet Elvises or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's just sort of like deliver it all, or like 100 new, whatever the new fashion is, or dress. I watched that documentary and it shows just how fast fashion, this whole concept of fast fashion, where we're just people buying so many new clothes that are cheaply made, and they're only meant to last like a year, and then they ship them all to Ghana, and they wind up on a beach. Like it's a whole beach of just clothes.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
It's like when a team loses Super Bowl and the shirts that say that they won the Super Bowl get shipped off to like some third world country, and just pictures of like kids wearing like Super Bowl t-shirts for the losing team.
Yes. It's weird.
It is.
At the very least though, when you see that, you're like, when you see people wearing it, okay, at least they're wearing it, right? This is what I'm talking about. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It's so many clothes that they can't wear them all. And so all of our waste is just, they're not even bothering to take them off the ships and put them in shops or give them out to people or anything. They're just throwing all the clothes overboard, and all the beaches are just beaches of clothing. Look at this.
Whoa.
With kids just walking over the clothes. That's the environment now, because we produce and we wear, it's so much fast fashion. And unlike, the 1920s, 100 years ago, the idea was to make do, or to fix it, or reuse. What was that expression that we looked up? That was such a great expression about repairing things. And we don't have that culture anymore. And part of it is because the people whose job it is to make a lot of money from us buying things, from getting us addicted to buying new things, they figured out, like, in that documentary, they interviewed the woman from Amazon's talking about how they studied the psychology of how to get people to stay online and buy more. They even studied things like the shape of things, the color of buttons, the language they use, everything to get you to do more and more of the impulse clicking and buying more and more. And they interviewed the former CEO of Puma, who's like, nobody needs a new pair of sneakers or a new hoodie. Everybody's got enough sneakers and enough hoodies, usually, for the most part, on average. Almost none of what I mean by that is almost none of their sales are the needed pair, like where it's like, I need a new pair, right? Almost none of the sales are that. So how do they make those sales? And it's all about the psychology of getting you to buy the things you don't need. And then what happens? It's like beaches full of clothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they track you online, and they use bits and pieces of information they get from tracking you or from other sources, and they piece together profiles, and they learn how to market towards you and really predict even what you want to buy, which is kind of weird, but it's like Minority Report or something. But they're able to show you like what
they do.
It's really weird.
Have you had this happen to you?
All the time.
Like, what do they try to sell you?
Well, like usually, like if I do a search on Google, like I try to do it in different browsers, but sometimes that doesn't work. Even if it's like a more private browser, it'll see cookies or whatever, and it'll display ads for what I had searched for, like on Facebook or something. It's just I don't like it.
Well, I just found the thing they tried to sell me. This is the best example of that I've seen. They put together, like you said, a profile of who you are and what you might like. And now I don't buy anything fast fashion on especially if it's a Facebook ad, because they're ripoffs. It's all these companies in China. Yes, D-Sub, it seems like a China problem. It's all these companies in China, and they take actual pictures of quality clothing, and they sell the picture, and then you get it. That's where that joke came from. Like if you buy it on Wish, right? And you get it, and it's like effed up, mangled version of that thing that looks nothing like it. And I caught them doing this. One of my favorite chain stitch embroidery designers, Vera Vasily. She does chain stitch embroidery. Her shirts are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And I saw on Facebook they were doing an ad and they were using some of her work, some of her shirts, and they were like, "This shirt's only $20." I was like, "No, there's no way. There's no way." And I clicked on it, and they're using her pictures and other people's pictures to sell stuff that's like crap. And people were in the comments saying so. I ordered it. It looked nothing like this. It's like, yeah, yeah, because you're not getting a Vera Vasily, So anyway, this is what, before I knew that, I don't know, this was maybe 5 years ago or something. I just Googled it and I found one just like it. They sold me this. They did an ad for this. Like, they knew me. They were like, put cats on a Christmas dress and a 1950s style. And I ordered it and it didn't look anything like this when it came. It's just the crappiest. I think, it's like somebody didn't even know how to put it together. Yes, and Texas Sheep Lady, and it costs almost buying price to return it. Yeah, you can't return it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because it was so cheap anyway, and it's just trash. And all these people falling for this stuff still on Facebook. Years after that happened to me, I'm like, don't ever buy anything from a Facebook ad. It's almost always fraud. Almost always. And they let it happen. Facebook doesn't shut it down.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, they can. I'm surprised they haven't tried to sell you Star Trek pajamas.
They probably have at some point.
You were like, must click.
I already got those.
Do you already have them?
No, I have Star Wars boxers. It's a gift from my dad because he didn't want me to have a girlfriend in high school. So
he didn't want you to have a girlfriend. Okay, I've got another fun one from you. What is this?
This is a report. You can choose play this or not. It's up to you. It's just a news report of toy shopping in 1983.
These are some of the toys that were popular in 1983. We're taking it back to 1983, kids.
All the way back to 1983.
Say that again. The voice for it. Oh, it's not working.
Glowworm is one winner.
There it is.
I thought you guys could hear it too.
Along with action figures youngsters see pushed on Saturday morning cartoon shows, certain stuffed animals and dolls are really big this year. Glowworm is one winner. It turns on when cuddled by kids who want to take a nightlight to bed with them. Care Bears are not just any stuffed bear.
I remember Glowworm. I never had one, but I wanted one. I did have a Care Bear. I had Friendship Bear.
They're Kenner's Bonanza this year. And though available in storybooks or figurines, stuffed Care Bears are scarce or non-existent in Metroplex toy stores. Return of the Jedi Ewok villages can be found, but not stuffed Ewoks, which is what the kids want. Some parents already are beginning to panic.
And we're supposed to have it. And when you run out, it hurts us to have to say,
everyone had those classes.
Sorry, we're out.
The problem is that toy stores place their orders back in March.
And then when something gets hot, it's too late in the season and no time to do it.
In the doll department, last year's most desired strawberry shortcake is this season's also ran. But this is one of the dolls that everyone seems to want and stores can't seem to keep in stock.
Oh, the Cabbage Patch. The coveted Cabbage Patch Kid.
It's a Cabbage Patch Kid. And they're almost as difficult to find as real babies are to adopt.
It looks like if
Adoption
somebody made a
papers and
doll
birth
of Amy Schumer.
certificates come with each of the one-of-a-kind dolls.
Did you say a doll that looks like Amy Schumer?
Yes. You know I'm right. Look at it.
Yes.
If lucky enough to find them, they retail for about $25. An Arlington store last week sold 200, in 45 minutes to folks who had waited hours for the shipment. Some stores don't expect any more before Christmas.
I'd say we probably won't see any till way into 84.
So Santa Claus may have to offer IOUs for Christmas 83. Jack Helsel, Channel 5, Action News.
Action
Catch 'em
news.
all. See, I don't even. I'm trying to think of like the last time there was a toy craze. Was it Beanie Babies? Is that the last time? Because kids don't
Beanie
really play
Babies.
with toys for very long anymore.
I don't think the young people have had a toy craze on
No.
anything.
It's just mostly video games. Maybe they're very young, they'll play with toys, but then they quickly graduate to video games, and it's just not
Well,
video games.
Well, even that ad that you showed, the ad, the Toys R Us ad with the robot talking about all the different toys, like the laser, whatever laser tag. I was watching that thinking, kids today I sound like such a
I
stereotype.
know,
even though-
that's the whole thing. Young
Today,
people, back in our day.
kids today, yeah. So kids today, though, they don't spend as much time playing with physical toys. Like they're always on the iPad or the iPhone or something. They're always on the device. They're not actually, there's not this wonderland of all these different toys with imagination where they come. At least I don't see them as often with the kind of toys we played with. They're more often on screens, don't you think?
But yes. Do you think that it impacts the creativity of children?
Yes.
Because I'm wondering if, like, we talk a lot about the bad state of writing, and I know a lot of people, the writers today, were probably born late 90s, maybe early 2000s, but like moving forward, you're going to start seeing a lot of younger writers who, were kids, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, is that going to start being reflected? I mean, it already is, I think, but is it going to be reflected in the writing where, kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but almost like being stunted in a way, just not being able to recreate scenarios, to have that social interaction, particularly with, other kids as much as, previous generations. That has an effect on us some degree.
I think it absolutely has an effect. We don't even know all the things it's doing to kids' brains because they're raised on it. Like we came into it later after we were developed, but they were raised on it. So we don't even know yet all the repercussions, but I know that I know that it has to dampen your creativity to some degree because think about it. You're not coming up with all these imaginative, you're not practicing using your creativity and your imagination in the same way when you're young. And also your patience is a lot shorter because you're used to things being fed to you, delivered to you quickly, visually and auditory, but that, it's not you sitting there. They don't even read. They don't read like we did. We read a lot of books. They don't read books. A lot of them.
Yeah.
We read books and we had to imagine everything we were reading.
Mm-hmm.
And they find that boring, I think.
What are the pictures?
I'm speaking again in generalities, not all young people. I know that,
some great
not all young
people that.
But I think it's going to be, and I heard, I want to do a video about this at some point. This college professor I know was talking about how it's getting harder and harder to suss out the AI generated essays. And this is in a class of essay writing. And he's like, pretty much like 100% of, or very high percentage of the submissions, the essays I'm getting they're all cheating. They're all using AI to write their papers.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I have a friend who's a teacher, and he can tell whenever students use AI because it doesn't have their tone of voice to it. They think they're clever, but they try to edit it. But he's like, this is AI. Try again.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I don't know all the impacts, but I mean, I guess we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
I've got let me tell you this. This is funny. I saw this chat. We were talking about what do kids play today, and ADL 1992 says Pokemon. So I don't know if I told you this story. I'll be really quick. I know I'm going off subject, but this is kind of funny. That there was a person outside of my house once, parked, looking really strange, just sitting in the car at night, and I was home alone, and I had reason to be possibly concerned. Anyway, I went out there after about 20 or 20 something minutes because the car is just parked across from my house forever. So I went out there armed as I am not with like a weapon drawn or anything, but just in case I had what I needed to have. And I was like, excuse me, can I? And the person rolls down the window and it's a woman. It's like a middle-aged woman on her phone. And I said, excuse me, I live here. Can I help you? And she's like, oh, I'm just hunting Pokemon. And I was like, what? What? And let me tell you, Mr. Chris, I told this story to someone else in where I live recently. Like this week, we were talking about something, and this person, before I got to the end of the story, the person was like, they were Pokemon hunters, weren't they? And I was like, yes. How did you know? He's like, I call the cops on them all the time. They're always parking around. He's like, these are middle-aged people. These are grown-ass adults in their car catching Pokemon. I call the police and they're loitering.
I've heard stories of like them wandering into people's homes and backyards trying to catch Pokemon. It's insane. I didn't know people still even played that game.
I mean, I guess there's places that catch Pokemon here. Yeah, okay, if you're lost, Texas Sheep Lady's like, what? I don't know. I've never done it, but it's some virtual reality game, and it sends you to real locations where you sit there with your screen and catch things that show up on the screen or something.
Walking
It's
in the
like
middle of traffic trying to catch a Pokemon. And you remember all them stories that came out like right when that game came out and so hugely popular. There's a couple of stories I heard of people finding dead bodies. Like they're playing Pokemon and they're in the woods and there's just like a dead body.
what?
Probably too. Like, oh, it's dead body. Oh.
Make a note. We're doing an episode on that in the future. Please.
Pokemon.
Okay. I just thought that was so. I would have thought that's what it was. It's just so crazy.
And speaking of games, like, can you pull up that commercial? Yes. So this is probably the best kids commercial ever, and this was the game is all right, but the commercial is great. This was the type of games we played in the 90s. This is fantastic.
It's the ultimate challenge. Crossfire! Crossfire! Get caught up in the fire! Crossfire! Crossfire! Crossfire!
Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. Like when we did we guess we did a couple of shows on the 90s, but like in the late 80s when there was attempts to censor rap and rock music that just made it more popular. And I think a lot of advertisers started incorporating those elements, hip hop and with rock and roll, because it had that kind of anti-authority, that kind of play to a younger crowd. And so many commercials in the 90s had the like guitar solo, like the parents just don't understand attitude. And there was like an Apple Jacks commercial where it's like exactly like that. Dad, you just don't get us. Yeah, he's right.
Apple
commercial, like it was great. Yeah. Fantastic.
And was that like a 15-second commercial? Because it's also like they fit it into such a small amount of time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the owners had a bunch of other toys they wanted to
Extreme.
sell. So yes, everything was extreme with an X.
Apple Jacks Extreme commercial.
I'm just thinking about come up with you putting extreme. This 90s Apple Jacks commercial. No, there's probably several, but one of them looks like that.
Okay, we'll have to find that later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Some crazy stuff that comes up. Okay. We've got a couple more in this category that we're doing of nostalgic 80s and 90s Christmas shopping and toys. What are these?
You can choose to skip these one, but these are newer commercials because I was just trying to find the worst toy commercials today because I don't know what kids play with. And so it's up to you, but they're just really strange commercials. They're real, but they're really weird.
This is a new toy?
New, yeah. Been
What?
the last few years, I guess. Yes.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know. People are weird.
What is this? What kids play with now?
I guess so. Why not just get a real dog and play with
Game. Let's play doggy do. Feed him, roll the die. What's that sound?
Doggy did what doggies do. Doggy do. Like a life.
No, why? You could no. You could just go. I mean, you can get a dog and learn responsibility and actually real poo.
That's fun.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
SC Deprogrammed. My 8-year-old daughter asked for a Furby for Christmas, so I guess Furbies are back.
Are they back? Oh.
Are they? Oh, and
like some years
Randy,
ago, Trolls kind of sort of came back for slightly.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to bring things back, like they bring back movies. So they don't have any new
Yeah.
ideas. They're like, let's bring back a toy from the 80s. Yeah, kids are gonna love it. Randy Wallen for $5. Thank you, Randy. Says you have to find a play the Simon Mall's current "Meet Me at the Mall" ad. It's so bad. What?
Oh, it's gonna have bad hip hop in.
Simon Malls. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is, Chris?
I don't. Not heard of that. Sounds like it's going to be a really terrible though. Really bad.
Oh, well, it's music. I'm looking at it right now. I'd probably get copyright strike if I play that. Is it? Okay, but let's play it without the song because it looks like this is an ad. Correct me if I'm wrong, if Randy's still here. It looks like this is an ad, a modern day ad to evoke some nostalgia for the old days and get people back to the mall. There's a lady in roller skates and glitter pants. The song is terrible. I just heard the beginning of it, but I'm not going to strike for something that bad. But she's roller skating and she's got Christmas presents and okay, the song may be bad, but so far I kind of like this video. She gives a present to Santa and he gives it to a little boy. I mean, that's kind of cute.
Probably the song that was terrible.
Yeah, he probably needs a song. By the way, when we were talking about Alexa and making jokes earlier, Kendra Soder said, yes, you just tripped my Alexa.
I thought we might do that.
And Randy confirms it's the song that's objectively terrible. Okay, so I have something fun for you. It's my turn to surprise you. So you just showed me a weird toy commercial for some toy that I didn't even know existed. And I know that sometimes we like our nostalgia and we romanticize the past. And this to me is very funny. Now, the other night I got to be on the Knit Christmas special with all the knitting ladies, some of who were in the chat tonight. And it was so much fun. It was a knit night Christmas extravaganza. And I showed a version of this, but it was a much abbreviated version and it was different cards. So I found, in case you watched that one, you're going to see new stuff here. Don't you worry. These are a lot of the old, I love vintage Christmas cards. A lot of the Victorian Christmas cards are really weird and creepy. And I'm so glad I get to surprise you with something and get your reaction on something weird. Look at this. A happy
He's
Christmas.
dancing, clearly.
No, this is a polar bear eating a man. He's eating the man. He's about to eat him. And it says, a happy Christmas.
I think they're dancing.
A barely welcome. What?
What?
He's about to eat the guy. This is from the 1860s to the 1900s, by the way. All these cards.
It's a warning. It's a good thing for Christmas to warn people.
It's just okay. Moving on. Look at this. We saw this one the other night. This was on the other list I shared. But so some of you have already seen this one. But let me these are 4 frogs who are falling on the ice. It says a hearty Christmas greeting. And then you see the frogs and it says 4 jovial froggies a skating would go. They had asked their mama, but she sternly said no. And they all came to grief in a beautiful row. There's a sweet Christmas moral for one not too slow. Just go. Just so. It says just so.
Well, they're doing synchronized skating. And they just had a little bit too much red wine.
No. Their mom told them not to go skating and they did. And they all came to grief. And it's like, Merry Christmas.
Humor was darker back then.
It's imagine getting this in the mail. If you
Well,
sent me,
if you hate frogs, then yeah, it'd be hilarious.
right? But in the 1800s, somebody sends you this Merry Christmas. I'd be like, is that person trying to hurt me? What? Look at this one. May Christmas be merry, and it's like a weird. All these creatures like dancing.
Oh,
A
that's sweet.
frog and all these insects, and they're holding up a ring, and it just looks like something pagan and
like
not
Illuminati thing.
yeah, like Illuminati. Like, what is this? What is this? May Christmas be merry.
It's the worst
Okay.
version of Lord of the Rings I've ever seen.
Okay, here's a dead bird. It's a bird. It's a little bird. It's dead. It's just on a Victorian Christmas card from the late 1800s. It says, "May yours be a joyful Christmas."
Okay, that's definitely a threat.
What?
Unlike this bird.
Why? Lily the Fox Felly says, "Is it irony?" I don't know. I mean, I guess also they were more aware of death than we were. It's sort of like a count your blessings kind of, and the one with the frogs, it's like teaching you a moral, like listen to your mother or Merry Christmas. But there's still something weird about getting in your mailbox. I mean, we're not of this culture. If somebody sent me a Christmas card to dead birds, like have a Merry Christmas. What?
Capiche?
Okay. There's a lot of frogs in these, by the way. Now, this is
This is getting darker and darker. And why is one naked, the other one wearing clothes? That's what I'm most bothered by. Not that he stabbed the other frog to
what is this? Oh my gosh. For anybody just listening, it's two frogs. One of them is wearing clothes and he's got a sack of $2,000. It says 2,000 on it. And he just stabbed a naked frog who's laying dead on the ground with blood coming out of him. And it says, "A Merry Christmas to you."
Well, it's better than a racist card, I guess. So.
What?
Squirrels will not replace us. Squirrels will not replace us.
These are sparrows, birds. They're all marching like they're going to some white nationalist rally.
Sure,
they all have little torches, and it says, "May all jollity lighten your Christmas hours." Okay. I mean, compared to some of the others we've seen tonight, that one's not so bad. It's still a little like, I don't see this and think, oh, it's Christmas. I can't wait for Christmas time.
I don't trust birds, so I'm cool with that.
So these are some oysters with legs, two and faces. Two oysters, third oyster dancing down the beach. They're big oysters. And it says, "Absent friends, parentheses, natives, may we soon see them again."
What?
This was 1876. I feel like there's got to be something very specific in the meaning here. Some person who knows more about history than we do can probably look at this and go, 1876. It's about the great oyster, such as that, Tell me what this is about.
Great
Absent friends. Okay.
Oh, that's definitely secret. It didn't go with a goat head in it. Yeah. Yep.
There's a peach tree and a little Victorian child eating some peaches, being surprised by a goat sticking its head through the fence, and the bag is on the ground, and it says, "I have come to greet you."
Greet or eat?
Greet.
No.
These are some owls.
See, it's good.
And they're riding these weird, all these owls, 4 owls riding these big bicycles and unicycles in the back there. And they all have like cards and flowers and stuff in their mouth. and there's a rock on the ground that says 84 miles. It looks like a cherry blossoms, and it says a happy Christmas to you.
Are they Japanese owls?
Maybe.
Is that the Japanese flag? Like, what is that supposed to be?
Are these cards from Japan to Americans for Christmas time? And they're like, this is what Americans like.
See ya in 1941.
Owls on bicycles. Christmas. These are some cats. It's a male. It looks like a man and a woman cat. Under an umbrella, there's another cat couple in the background. It says "Wishing a Merry Christmas." They're walking with a little umbrella. I mean, this is cute compared to all the others. It's not that weird compared to the others. Cats. Cute. And they just love animals. This is is that a kangaroo on the right?
Looks
It looks like kangaroo, and he's dressed in a robe, and he's painting an ostrich.
Okay.
What a Merry Christmas, it says. He's got a pipe.
Well, there was a lot of lead in the paint back then, so I mean.
Oh.
What?
This one has some context, which makes a lot of sense. So I think that's an emu, because it says it's a kangaroo and an emu, because it says this is an example of one of the first Australian Christmas cards.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
A Merry Xmas.
Was that made before or after the emo wars? Emu wars.
What are the emu wars?
Oh, you never hear about the emu wars? You'll have to
No.
look into that.
So this is a Krampus. Do you know about Krampus?
Not in detail, no.
So I only learned about Krampus the past couple years. He's the like a evil counterpart to Santa Claus, to Saint Nicholas, and some like from folklore, European folklore, he punishes kids who are bad at Christmas, and according to some folklore, he travels with Santa. So you're going to get a visit, like either Santa's going to bring you gifts or Krampus is going to bring you punishment for being bad. So this is a card with Krampus. He looks like a devil, a demon. He's got a long tongue and two horns, and there's two scared Victorian children. One's in his backpack, and there's another kid riding in the car with him.
Well, that's disturbing.
Yeah, Krampus. This is a dog reading the paper. It says, "A joyful Christmas to you."
It's a precursor to Bucky's.
It looks like a little Bucky's. These are flowers with children's faces.
Okay. I mean, I kind of understand the sentiment behind it, but it's a little
Creepy.
weird seeing it. Yes.
And it says, "A happy Christmas." And this says, "A Merry Xmas," and it's got a picture of the Times, the newspaper, with a little red devil, and it says, "The weather's cold, so devilish hard. My income friend is suffering from the cramp, so please excuse this impecunious card." Oh my gosh, their vocabulary is so much bigger than ours. Impecunious card, as all I'm good for is a used up. What? All I'm good for is a used up.
Finish your
Okay.
sentence.
Weather's cold, so devilish hard. My income friend is suffering from the cramp. So it doesn't have a lot of money. Please excuse the card. That's all he's good for, because everything else is used up. I guess this way. He's like, I don't have a lot of money. I hope you like the card. And then we've got frogs again wearing cowboy boots or something, and with umbrellas. Every good wish for your Christmas.
They really were obsessed with frogs.
There's a lot of frogs. Then we've got, and the dead sparrows. They love frogs and dead sparrows for Christmas. We got more dead sparrows. This is a dead one in a bowl of soup, a dead
Ew.
bird, and another dead bird just beside the bowl of soup with a glass that's been broken. And it looks like they were drinking poison maybe, and there's a third bird about to drink from one of the glasses with a little cat in the background looking. See that creepy cat?
Looks like he's seen some stuff.
The cat. That cat's like, help me, I'm in a creepy Victorian Christmas card.
PTSD cat.
It says a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, guys. A Happy New Year. That says 1976. I don't think that's right. Because everything on here, I think that's 1876. Everything on here is like from the 1860s to 1900. I saw this one the other night. It's a snowman melting. It says a Happy Christmas to you. And all these kids are horrified. We've got some kind of demon bird and fire raining down on, it looks like a beetle and a bee with an umbrella trying to get away from the bird. The beetle has an instrument on his back. It says, wishing you a Merry Christmas. This is some kind of food item man with wine bottles for legs and a knife and a fork sticking in his face, and it says a Merry Christmas.
Looks like something from Return to Oz.
What is it?
I don't know. It's terrifying. That's what it is. Does it want me to eat and drink it? Does it want to eat and drink me? I don't know.
It's so weird. A Merry Christmas. Okay. Oh, Christmas pudding is what that card's about, I guess.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of eggs in their cards. This is not the first one I've seen, although it's the first one tonight that we've seen. This is a person, but their body is a cracked egg, and they don't have a head. And it says, and so on the body of the cracked, broken egg with the arms coming out of it, it says, with many Merry Christmas greetings. What? And then this one is just a toy soldier in the snow with a sparrow. There's another bird there. It says, who's afraid?
Okay.
We got an evil snowman. We've got this one's kind of cute. It's just 4 kitty cats sitting on a pipe.
Okay.
It's just wishing.
Random,
Yeah.
but, okay.
I mean, at least this one's cute and there's not anything creepy, some devilish bird or snowman trying to eat somebody, or there's just 4 cats. And it says, wishing you a perfectly happy Christmas. Even got a pun.
None of them are dead yet. So
None are dead.
Till you open up the card. Oh, it's a creepy goat again.
Just a goat. Happy Christmas to you. What do you think of this one?
They're both chicken.
It's 2 people on sleds, a man and a woman, but their heads are chicken heads.
I think they accused one another of being chicken. They're like, I bet you won't slide down that hill. And they're like, nobody calls me a chicken. So they both slide down the hill.
It's what? That doesn't. Here's a crow for Christmas. And they're not even crows, they're chickens. We got a very sad, disturbing melting snowman under an umbrella with some sparrows in the back. A Merry Christmas. What do you think of this one?
Is that buckwheat?
This is a racist doll. Gollywog.
It's about time.
Gollywog amongst the cannibals, wishing you a happy Christmas. This would get you canceled. These Victorians were just itching to be canceled. We got some, looks like Mr. Bean, old Mr. Bean on the left. An old couple throwing water on some musicians who are playing under their window. It says, wishing you a jolly Christmas. And then we got another creepy vegetable person. This is a big, looks like a beet, some kind of tuber. Beet with a a man's head and a little monocle and top hat, and it says Merry Christmas to you. It's so creepy.
Beatnik. Yeah.
Beatnik. This is just why? Who did this? Why? When you're sitting down at the drawing board and you're like, okay, Johnson, what do you got for me? We need new Christmas card ideas. And he's like, it's a beet, a giant, disgusting looking beet, but it's a man. And he's got legs and with a top hat, and it says Merry Christmas.
It made sense to somebody.
What were they smoking? That's kind of pretty. It's
kind of cool actually. Unless the jellyfish is about to sting him to death, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, this one's kind of cute. It's well done. It's a little boy, and instead of a kite, he has a jellyfish up in the sky. May you spend a happy Christmas. There's another gollywog card with love and good wishes for a happy Christmas.
What the hell has happened there? Like, did murder and maim a bunch of people?
It says gollywog washed ashore, and it looks like the gollywog is with a bunch of other dolls. These, some people, there's like a lot of racist collectibles of old stuff that it's just kind of, there needs to be a museum for stuff like that. This one is a man. It's like they're watching a movie. These little kids, it's a man killing a goose. The best wishes of the season to you. He's got a knife. He's chasing the goose.
All right. Makes sense.
I don't like this one.
Surprised there aren't any more clowns already.
This is two creepy clowns, Victorian clowns, and it says, may Christmas cheer be plentiful and good, and may you spend the time in joyous mood, for you will be as full of tricks and jokes as clown and other Merry Christmas folk. A right Merry Christmas to you. Okay, there's a lot more of these. We can stop. I think you're getting tired. Are you getting tired?
A little bit.
Yeah. I could do this all night. We're stopping. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. I wanted to surprise you with something different, something surprising that you didn't know. I was just looking up the gollywog because it's not from the United. Oh, it is in the southern U.S. It was but mostly in the United Kingdom and South Africa and Australia. The gollywog is controversial, being widely considered a racist caricature of black people alongside pickaninnies, minstrels, and mammy figures. So it was like popular when. Well, I mean, we just saw Christmas cards featuring it in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Oh, it says they were popular into not in the 1970s, well into the 1970s. Okay. Anyway. Two sisters and some yarn. I have high expectations of my holiday card, Keri. Picture this. It's a dead kangaroo with he's got an octopus for arms, and his body is a turnip, and it says Christmas greetings for all the year, and there's a frog playing the piano next to him. Like
print
that
that
would
out.
be
Make your own card.
print it.
Mm-hmm.
Print it, make lots of Victorian money. Okay, I'm getting tired too. What are we going to end with? What do we what from your funny list do you think is like we should definitely hit this?
Let's see.
It can be more than one thing too.
Yeah. Pull up that news report of SantaCon. So SantaCon is going on this weekend, I believe, and this is a global event. And this is a news story about the NYC SantaCon, because there's a con for everything. But this one is around Santa. It involves drinking, pub crawling,
And people dress like Santa. I used to know somebody who did SantaCon every year. It's one of those things where I'm like, it's still going on.
A lot of people absolutely love SantaCon. They do it every single year. Plenty of people, though, they don't really care for it for that reason. A lot of shop owners, they got to deal with some pretty sloppy, tipsy Santas as the night goes on. Some of these people have been pre-gaming since even before 10 o'clock this morning. It is cold, so it does help a little bit with the cold weather, but everything we're seeing so far, everything is going good. I spoke to the NYPD not long ago. They say things right now are as smooth as Santa's sleigh. Have a look. No. Santa's not lost. He and a few thousand of his identically dressed friends are just blowing off some holiday stress.
Gets you in the Christmas spirit. You get to dress up. I'm comfortable. I'm having fun. It's a way to really connect to New York when you just moved here.
SantaCon has made its way over the hills and through the woods into New York City this weekend. An army of partiers clad in red and white, taking the season very seriously, as well as taking a few drinks along the way.
Got started at noon. We're having a good time, being safe.
Several dozen different places are all playing along. They're mostly spread out around Times Square and Midtown Manhattan. You've got bars and clubs offering festive drink specials.
Okay, here's my thing about SantaCon. It's mostly just an excuse to get drunk. That's why I guess maybe I don't view it in the same way that I used to, because it really is. It's sort of the Santa is secondary, like Christmas is secondary. Getting drunk is the goal. There's a lot of things cleverly disguised that are number one goal is giving you a reason to get drunk, and then the thing that it says it is number two. Do you know
I
what
think
mean?
all holidays are eventually just become excuses to get drunk.
Some, yeah. I mean, you can still Halloween, like the stuff that families do where they get the kids dressed up and they go house to house. Like, I love that part of Halloween. But a lot of the adult stuff is really just about getting drunk and hooking up.
Yeah. I think Halloween's celebrated by more adults than kids these days.
You think so?
Yeah. It's a huge market. But yeah, that's SantaCon. And
Bungalow Logic, it feels me. Ugly sweater, next step, SantaCon, yeah.
You can skip the other ones, but there was one in London where they were talking about how there were Santas like fighting, like they're drunk, they're peeing everywhere. I know it's just anti-Christmas. It's so weird. But
it's just, what are you doing to Santa?
I know.
Although, here, I am going to put it up for just 1 second.
Oh.
These are the British SantaCon. Wow. Look, everyone's got beers. Two Santas fighting on the ground. This is just...
I love this is what the Santa mythology has now become. Just to get people getting drunk. Being a buddy.
Oh, it's just Santa's peeing everywhere. And one girl dressed like a Santa puking behind a garbage dump. I mean, how sad is this?
I know. Just imagine like a little kid walking by with his parents and being like,
oh gosh. Just adult children.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
Merry Christmas!
Yep, just that. You know what? I'm surprised they don't have like a Waldo one. Where's this? They probably do actually. Where everyone dresses up as Waldo.
Oh, they probably do.
They probably do.
I mean, I again, I maybe I've just crossed over into some other area now where I am saying all this stuff about kids today, and but I just look at this and it's like being sober. I don't know what the key is, but there's a lot of differences between now and when I was young. When I was young, I would have been all over this. I would have been the most dressed up and the most drunk. And now it's like, I don't know. I look at that and I'm like, what a waste of time. How sad. I look at it now. It's an old judgy. I'm like, how sad. What a waste. I'm so glad I don't do this anymore.
Wonder how many people dress up as Santa and just get drunk by themselves. That'd be kind of weird.
Probably a lot. Probably a lot. I'm
Sitting at
sorry if
home.
you're new to this channel. I've become an old person, but I don't know. To each
Happens
his
to
own. If you want to go do that, and especially if you're young, you'll learn. You'll learn. Yeah. Ozymandias, in my 20s, I would have definitely been there. Yeah. There are some people who don't leave their 20s. I'm serious. They're out there in their 50s trying to look sexy in a Santa outfit, getting drunk and embarrassing themselves and puking behind dumpsters. There before the grace of God go I, and I don't ever want to be back there again.
Let's talk about Black Santa.
What about him?
Santa's black. I want to make a case that Santa is black. If you could pull up exhibit number 1.
Exhibit number
1. The case for Black Santa. You might have to mute I would mute the music. I mean, maybe you play a couple seconds, but you mute the music after that. But oh wait, this is different. This is so somebody this is from 2020 actually, but somebody wrote a letter about this Black Santa here.
Well, first of all, let me just point out this house on the left. This must be in Austin, Texas, because they have one of those. It's not okay. Well, they have one of those
Arkansas
stupid signs. Love is love. In this house, we believe Black Lives Matter. Science is real. Love is all this stuff that they don't actually believe. It has one of those woke signs.
And I put this in here because he reads the letter, and I want to see if you believe this letter is from an actual racist person, or did somebody send that letter to themselves?
Okay. This sounds fun.
Have this joy sign because that is what the holiday is. It's just a time for joy.
Chris Kennedy's excitement for the holidays is mirrored in his front yard. Every year he plants messages of hope and love on display.
Go ahead and laugh. I want kids to smile.
And what puts a smile on many people's face is this 8-foot-tall Black Santa that you can't miss along Crestwood Road.
First of all, you can't even tell that Santa's black.
Yeah.
Like, how would anybody drive by that and go, "Oh, that's a Black Santa"? I mean, it doesn't look black to me. Like,
I could orange. Oompa Loompa-ish.
Yeah, he's orange. I wouldn't have even known.
I've done this every year. Haven't had any issues.
Until this Monday.
Please remove your Negro
Black
Santa
Father,
Claus
Black
yard
King.
decoration.
What'd you say?
His shirt, Black Father, Black King. Oh, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Everything. It's his whole identity. Also, his kente cloth face mask.
Well, he's about to read his letters. All right, audience.
Audience.
Yes, tell us: is this a real racist letter?
I'm gonna put up a poll. I haven't heard this letter yet, so I'll vote along with you guys. We're gonna see. Is this a real? How do I do a poll? There we go. Okay. Is this a real? Is this a? You tell me how would you phrase the question?
Is this letter from a real racist person, from an actually racist person, or did he send it to himself?
Is this letter from a real racist? And I'm not including him. Not including him. Or did he send it to himself? Okay, we'll see.
Move your Negro Santa Claus yard Please remove your Negro Santa Claus yard decoration. You should not try to deceive children into believing that I am a Negro.
Kennedy received this letter telling him to
Santa wrote it.
Santa
Santa's a
and go
racist.
east with the rest.
I knew
Santa wrote it that I am a Negro.
It's like this person, like they wanted to be kind of racist, but not too racist, and use Negro instead of the 6-letter N word. Like,
what? Okay.
Very polite racist.
Honestly, I was extremely angry.
Kennedy took his frustrations to Facebook, and since then,
got home.
Of course, he took his frustrations to Facebook because this is the culture where you can become a celebrity by airing your fake grievance and the fake letter that you probably wrote yourself. And listen to his neighbors as he's out here doing this interview at the news station, getting his 5 minutes. This woman walks by and goes, "We love your Black Santa." She says that. Do you hear that?
Then
got home.
You keep on
Thank
rocking
you.
it.
dozens of people have been supporting him even
see.
during our interview.
We just drove from Sherwood just to let you know. I hope and pray that you do not take him
Stop.
because children around here.
That's some respect for yourself, woman.
She drove from a different town to come and see the guy who got the racist letter
Okay.
about his Black Santa. Okay.
So I actually put the different news piece in here. I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna just paste it right underneath that one.
Okay.
You have, because this one has a full shot of the letter. Because I want to
read
see
the
whole
letter.
thing. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get back to the proper document.
Here, I'm gonna let this play out while you add that.
You need to see him.
Kennedy says he plans to keep Black Santa standing tall.
The children love it, and that's what Christmas is about. It's about children.
He doesn't even look black. Maybe Latinx Santa.
Did I ever tell you, like, when I was a kid, my mom would put out a bunch of Christmas decorations, and so she put out a Black Santa every year. One year, somebody painted him white. Like, they just got this white out, painted him white. So my mom went back out there and painted him black. And I remember I had friends who would drive by, and next day at school, they're like, "Hey, man, I saw your mom outside. She's painting Santa white." I was like, no, she's painting him back black. White people aren't allowed in my home. You know this. No, okay.
Good for your mom. Good for your mom. She didn't like make a national incident about it. She's like,
Yeah, I know. See,
"Yes."
it's like all these hate incidents
Did your-
always go in the media.
Did your Black Santa actually look black? Because this one doesn't.
Yeah, this was like a cutout. It's like you've seen those when people have cutouts figures and stuff, and so this one was like hand painted. Like, we had some guy in the neighborhood who would make these things, and she requested that he make them black. So yeah, he looked black. He was chocolate Santa.
He looked like, because this guy doesn't. There's a song I told you about on my 10-hour Christmas Spotify vintage Christmas mix. There's a song called "Santa Claus is a Black Man." Have you heard this song?
I have.
It's by this family. I think it's a family. The Akeem. It's a little kid singing it, and then his dad has parts in it, and then his mom has parts in it, and it's so cute. I don't know. I think it's from the 70s, and it's not woke. It's actually cute because it's a little kid singing about how he saw mommy kissing Santa Claus, and he learned Santa Claus is a black man who looks a lot like, he says, and he looks a lot like my daddy too. Like, of course, Santa Claus is a black man because it's his dad. It's a cute song. It's really sweet. Anyway, everybody should go listen to it. Okay, this guy.
So I think it's like about the 23-second mark. That's when you see the lower.
Well, I just wanted to say we did have a screenshot of a BLM sign. He's got all the signs. Look, Black Lives Matter.
There's another one. Good Lord.
Yeah, he's got all the signs. Okay. I have a feeling based on all of his activism and his signs that he wrote this himself. Let's see. Okay, so it's typed. It's typed, so you can't compare handwriting. Please remove your Negro Santa Claus yard decoration. You should not try to deceive children into believing that I am a Negro.
Talk like that anymore. Come on.
I am a Caucasian, parentheses, white man, you, in parentheses, and have been for the past 600 years. Your being jealous of my race is no excuse for your dishonesty. Besides that, you are making yourself the laughingstock of the neighborhood. Obviously, Your values are not that of the Lakewood area, and maybe you should move to a neighborhood out east with the rest of your racist kind. Yours truly, Santa Claus.
Base Santa.
Did you say based? It's so stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to imagine the kind of racist who would have written this, and I mean, I can kind of imagine the kind of person who would do this, but I can also imagine the kind of leftist who would fake this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's probably just a little slightly more likely that he faked it. Maybe.
I think so, because again, with using the word Negro, like if you were like racist, why would you use that term? It's like he probably, has a problem with the N-word, even if he's trying to pretend to be a racist white person. He doesn't want to say it, and so he's like, "I'll just put Negro instead." Like, come on.
I have known people who use that word, and they're all black people. I don't know any white person who says Negro.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard any modern white people say that.
Not modern white people. I've people who are not with us any longer, who are older generation. I've heard it from white people, but I've never heard. I have heard young black people say it though.
Say hello or something.
Two Sisters in the Yarn says the jury has comic sans to the guilty. Is there a typeface? Is there a typeface that black people use more than white people, or vice versa?
I don't know. Is there one based on menthol cigarettes?
Stop. It's Comic Sans.
Yeah. So like I was saying, Santa's black. So I have some evidence. I've assembled some evidence. I'd like to present this to the court. So if you pull up this one, and like I said, it's a little music you're probably gonna have to mute. Let's not get a strike, but
this is Santa's black. Okay, this better be good.
Yes. He is very dark. Makes sense. He's in the North Pole. And of course, black people exist in the North Pole.
You said, if it please the court, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Is this Exhibit A? Here we go. I will mute it. I just want you to hear the first beat.
Yeah. Look at that swag. White Santa do that? No.
This is some good evidence. I do declare.
I do declare that Negro has moves. Yeah, he's got the riz, as the kids say.
This is so ridiculous.
But I got more. I got more evidence.
Okay.
You're not convinced by that. I'd like to submit evidence number 2 of why Santa is black.
Can I play the sound on this one?
Yes. So. Yeah. Break it down.
It's better even without the music. Is he doing the Running Man?
Santa does everything, baby. Okay. I have even more evidence I'd like to submit to the court. I think this is going to be very convincing.
This is Exhibit
we'll
C.
We'll all be in agreement.
I think we're on to Exhibit C.
Santa is a Negro.
Santa is a Negro. Nobody uses that word.
I'm bringing it back, baby.
Is this out of SantaCon? Where's this?
Just play a little bit. It's from a Street Fighter. It's a little bit.
I can play the music.
Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Smooth. Now,
Okay.
if you have been convinced that Santa is black and you would like Black Santa, to visit you this Christmas, but you're afraid to have black people in your home, well, I have news for you. There is a life-size Black Santa that dances. You can buy it, and this is a real commercial.
Oh, I've seen this Black Santa. There's
Yeah.
a place in Fredericksburg my husband used to play at. It's a big winery resort, and they have two Santas on the stage for the performers. So at Christmas time, and one is a white Santa, and then they have this Black Santa, and they both dance. I've seen him in real life.
72-inch animated ethnic Santa.
Ethnic
Santa looks so real.
He's an
Racially ambiguous Santa.
Wait a minute, is this a real commercial?
Yes.
Ethnic Santa. This Santa looks so real.
This Santa looks so real. He may be mistaken for one of your guests. He stands 2 inches tall and sports a velveteen Santa outfit.
He may be mistaken for one of your guests. Look at him.
Bob, are you aware there's a black guy dressed as Santa in your living room?
This,
that's my dancing Santa.
That's ethnic Santa.
Brings with the 72-inch animated ethnic Santa. This Santa looks
shucking and
so
jiving for the
real.
white man.
He may be mistaken
Respect
for one of your
yourself, Santa.
guests. He stands 72 inches tall and sports a velveteen Santa outfit, a detailed beard, and glasses. He'll entertain your family and friends as he dances and sings one of 2 songs.
He sings a lot
Dance, Santa, dance.
song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
Entertain our guests, Santa.
Mama Lou, baby love,
When the holiday season is over, he collapses to half the size with just a push of a button for easy storage. The animated ethnic Santa is sure to spread joy to all of your family and friends this holiday season and for many years to come.
Gotta get it.
Who named him ethnic Santa?
Someone who didn't want a lawsuit.
Why?
Gotta get it.
I think it's just so funny. It's so funny. It's so like trying not to offend,
Yeah.
but offending
I know.
more.
It's awesome.
That's
And I think it's so
maybe-
creepy. I want that nowhere near me.
I've got a video with the dancing Black Santa from a couple
Oh,
years ago. I'll have to send it to you. Now I didn't know he was called ethnic Santa. I'm gonna have to go back out and take pictures with him this year and be like, it's right, ethnic Santa right here.
If they did a new Home Alone, they would have him in there dancing from the window, like new Kevin McAllister would put him there. You just see a shadow dancing ethnic Santa.
He looks so real. He will entertain your guests, ethnic Santa. You don't love me like ethnic Santa does, says Two Sisters in Some Yard. That's true. He looked so real. Okay.
You don't have to. I put a bunch of stuff. You don't have to go through much of this. Maybe if you want to read a little bit of the article, it's up to you. But I was thinking about problematic Christmas songs, and we all know about the Baby It's Cold Outside. Well, apparently, I didn't know this song was problematic, but the Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas Time at All? That song is apparently problematic. There are people that don't like it. So apparently they did a new version in 2014, and then I think was it 2004 and 2014, and recently, since it's the 40-year anniversary, they edited together scenes from all the times they've had the different musicians singing the song. Ed Sheeran was in the last one, but he objected to that footage being included into this one because now he's taking a brave stand against this song. One of the rappers in the previous version also is taking a stand against this racist song. It's racist because it's a pro white savior song. And
What?
yes, you know this?
They have to ruin everything.
Yes.
They have to ruin everything.
But
I'm just looking up. Okay, I've got this article pulled up that you sent me. So people can't believe Do They Know It's Christmas keeps being played after actually listening to the lyrics. The lyrics from Do They Know It's Christmas are not what you think. Oh, I know exactly what one of the lines they're talking about already. Because I would know the woke would not like it. They say, okay, so if you don't know the history of this song, it was written nearly 40 years ago in response to famine in Ethiopia, and where approximately 300,000 to 1.2 million people died and over 200,000 children were orphaned. When they wrote it, they hoped it would raise 70,000 pounds for Ethiopia. And within a year, it raised 8 million pounds. 8 million. So it was very successful at the time. However, the song's message drew forth some criticism. Others can't believe it's still being played today. With this writer, some person's name I can't pronounce, says he took to his blog to say he break down the song's ignorant and racist lyrics. He says it's not just that these lyrics haven't aged well; they were never good at all. Let me try to say his name: Indrat Samajiva. There we go. And if he doesn't like that,
Samajiva, man.
Samajiva. If you don't like it, too bad. I'm just
jive.
ignorant, and I'm ignorant. It says, quote, they take an ignorant and colonial attitude more about making white people feel good than helping anyone. Well, they did raise 8 million pounds.
Yeah, who cares?
Like in the 80s.
The only concern should be, is that money actually getting to the people who need?
Right. Did it actually go to the people who need it? They did raise 8 million pounds. Some of the other lyrics have been called out include, quote, there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life.
It's a metaphor.
Right. While the song, because it's like that's a much greater gift to get the gift of life. While the song was written as a famine and rocking parts of was rocking parts of Africa, it's a pretty sweeping masculinization for an entire continent.
He wrote
Oh my
it's so stupid. People are
so much. I hate them so much. They ruin everything. They're just whiners and bitchers and complainers. They don't ever do anything. This guy, Indrit Jabba, what's his name? Samajiva. He didn't write.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Shamalama Ding Dong. He didn't write a song to raise 8 million pounds to actually do something about starvation and famine. He's never done anything like that in his life. But what's he done? He picked up a pen and he called the people who did that racist. He called them colonialists, and that the song was all about. And he shat all over something good that they did. He crapped all over it.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's never done anything good like that. I guarantee you. He continues. He's a Canadian-born Sri Lankan writer. That's this guy, Ramadama Lingdong. He says, what does the metaphor communicate? That Africa is a desolate, dark place which white men have to go get together and save? Well, I mean, somebody has to get together and try and help during a famine. Are you really skin color checking the people who are helping? Like, I'm sorry, you're a white man. You might feel good about helping. Like, we're not going to let you raise money, 8 million pounds for people starving.
Yeah. So they don't actually care about helping poor people.
No, they don't. They just care
How
about
can I read white supremacy into this?
Yes. These are resentful vipers. These are the tarantulas that Nietzsche talks about when he writes about the social justice vipers, who bleat on and on about justice, but while they're ravenous and want to stick a knife in your back. Like, this guy doesn't. All he's doing is tearing down a song that at the time, yes, cheesy and all that stuff now, but at the time it did something. It did what it was supposed to do. That year raised 8 million pounds. So he goes, they're talking about how all the social media users agree that the lyrics are problematic. Please listen to the lyrics carefully and then complain to your radio station due to the explicit racism and lack of Christmas spirit. I would say raising 8 million pounds for people who are starving halfway across the world is like the best of humankind.
Yeah.
It's like the best of Christmas spirit. Another user said, I never really appreciated what a nasty, selfish, and unchristian lyric.
What?
Yeah.
People are just making up stuff to be playing.
Yeah. They're just being gross. I mean, it's very rare that any part of the entertainment industry does anything good. It's very rare that they do anything that's actually positive that helps human beings. And like you said, I would want to see, did that money actually get where it was supposed to get? Because we know a lot of them that have charities don't actually. What was it? Bono.
Bono.
Yeah.
Bono.
Bono's one foundation, and only 1% of that money makes it to the poor. The rest goes to him. So a lot of times it doesn't actually make it there. But if all the 8 million pounds that they raised, or a majority of it, made it to where it was supposed to go to help people, then you flash forward 40 years and you got all these woke, whiny people who have never contributed anything and want to feel important by tearing that down. It's screw you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, happy 40th anniversary to that song. Like you said, cheesy, but I do appreciate it. So
yeah, it's I didn't have that on my vintage Christmas list, but I might now, just to piss off the Wokies. Okay.
Do you have
you?
This Christmas?
No.
Gave you my heart. No?
I don't like that one either.
What?
I know. I don't like that one.
Breaking my heart, Keri. So that was most of what I have. I do have some tattoos and a couple of videos, funny videos. Do you have anything else you want to do before we get to it?
No, we've done a lot. We've done 3 hours. We've got to wrap it up soon. So what should we close with? Tattoos or something funny first?
Just pull up a couple tattoos and then a couple of videos are short. But I just want to go to the more crazier ones, like for the movie ones. If you look at the last 3 tattoos are Christmas movies that I was surprised to see that there were tattoos up. And that's why we played this game.
So this is a game called Is There a Tattoo of That? And where we look up and see if there are tattoos of some of the things that we talked about during the show, because we find out crazy things like there are people who get Home Alone tattoos.
This is kind of weird to be adult and have a tattoo of a kid that's not yours, like on you.
Yeah. All of it. Just okay. I mean, some of these are really great art, but just why? Why? There's also people who just really love Santa. There's a lot of Santa tattoos.
There is.
A lot of Santa Claus tattoos, of course. I mean, I would imagine something like Santa. People would, now that we know all the crazy things people get tattooed, I'm like, that one doesn't surprise me at all. Home Alone does surprise me.
Yep. But there's more.
Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Well, knowing what we know, having played this game a lot, I would suspect there would be Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, nothing should surprise you.
Yeah. Well, no, the Home Alone one surprised me. Let's be clear.
Yeah. That surprised you more than this one.
Yes.
Because Home Alone was more popular than this.
Really?
It made a lot more money. I mean, it's popular. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying Home Alone was just like a huge event.
Do you know the what was in Christmas Vacation? See this tattoo here? What was his aunt called?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh gosh, hold on one second. Does anybody in the chat know? Aunt Bethany. Okay, so the actress who played Aunt Bethany, she did the voice for Betty Boop. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
She also did the voice for, I think it was Felix the Cat.
Huh.
Yeah, I have to look her up. It's
really old then.
Oh, Olive Oil. She also did the voice of Olive Oil.
Wow.
She began her career in vaudeville.
Oh, vaudeville. I keep wondering.
Go ahead.
I keep wondering if we're ever going to see the revival of vaudeville style comedy.
I would love it. Oh, I would love it.
Because when Don Rickles died, it was like he was like the last of that generation, Rodney Dangerfield type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see that come back.
Can we end with just one of the funny clips and make it the bad Christmas band clip?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I think you showed this to me last year.
Yeah, we played on the last time we did the Christmas special.
Okay.
This is- yeah.
I seem to recall this is very funny. This is what is this? A high school band?
Oh yeah, it's queued up at the right place. So yeah.
Okay. It's a high school band. They're doing a Christmas performance. All the parents are there.
Junior high, high school, I'm not sure. Oh, you gotta back it up. Back it up a little bit. You gotta back it up to the part where it breaks.
Yeah. Back it up there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not so.
Look at the parents looking at one another. Oh, bless their little hearts.
That was what I needed. That's the comedy, and that's great. You're right. You had to back it up because you got the solo trumpet. You're like, it's not so bad. You know, it's missing some notes, whatever. And they all come in. Oh, my stomach. Ow. I'm gonna go watch that. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna probably watch that 5 more times tonight.
It's hilarious. I love this. My favorite internet clips.
I just want the clip of that part. Just give me that clip. When my phone rings, I want it to be that.
You can put this on your Spotify.
Burr, burr, burr.
Just that, like 500 times.
Oh, God bless those kids. God bless them. Whew, how funny. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for a fun night. I know we did a long one. You guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We had so much fun. I hope you did too. If you like the show, please consider hitting like or leaving a comment or subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed. We do pop culture every other Wednesday, and we just have fun. We like to go down rabbit holes and explore different topics. And tonight was just a year-end kind of celebratory Christmas fun show, and had so much fun with you guys. And many, many thanks to my husband, Anthony Garcia, for joining us with some live music. You can find him at anthonygarciamusic.com or here on YouTube, Anthony Garcia Music. And Mystery Chris, do you have any final parting Christmas words?
Santa is black. Is that what? Yes, I think we all can agree on that. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's all you got. Do you want to see the results of our poll are in? And it seems like no one believes that gentleman received that letter from an actual racist. We've got 95% saying no, this letter's not real. 95% say no.
Wow. People have spoken. We have determined it is a fake.
Fake. Fake. You should have said Santa is a Negro. Santa is an ethnic.
Racially ambiguous Santa.
Racially ambiguous. I had so much fun with you, Mr. Chris. Have a good night.
Yeah, me too. You as well. Good night, chat. Merry Christmas to all. To all a good night.
Good night. See you guys later.
Bye.